Bumbling a chipmunk, wandering along, was struck down by a fierce south wind, scorned with this song, where from thee the onflow, a little woodland creature hidden among trees, his sparkling eyes are glitter. After the chipmunk, their evil long pursued, scary did he, stumbling among the tree, that out of river down. Out jumped Squirrel, screeching his battle cry. Woodland beast toss an acorn to your squirrel. Oh, the deep dark forest. Oh, the deep dark forest. Toss an acorn to your squirrel. Oh, the deep dark forest at the edge of the world. In those untamed wilds, danger manifest, full of dark and fear. Squirrel, protect me, danger I can't see. High up upon the trees from where you lived, you fought off the owl, a bird that was fire, a furry friend of the forest. So let him go be, that is my story. The squirrel set me free, defeated that fowl. Give him clean water, toss an acorn to your squirrel. Oh, the deep dark forest, oh, the deep dark forest. Toss an acorn to your squirrel, a furry friend of the forest. Toss an acorn to your squirrel. Oh, the deep dark forest, oh, the deep dark forest. Toss an acorn to your squirrel, furry friend of the forest. Toss an acorn to your squirrel. Oh, the deep dark forest, oh, the deep dark forest. Toss an acorn to your squirrel, furry friend of the forest. Toss an acorn to your squirrel. Oh, the deep dark forest, oh, the deep dark forest. Toss an acorn to your squirrel, furry friend of the forest. Toss an acorn to your squirrel. Oh, the deep dark forest, oh, the deep dark forest. Toss an acorn to your squirrel, furry friend of the forest. Toss an acorn to your squirrel. Oh, the deep dark forest, oh, the deep dark forest. Toss an acorn to your squirrel, furry friend of the forest. Toss an acorn to your squirrel. Toss an acorn to your squirrel. Toss an acorn to your squirrel. Toss an acorn to your squirrel.
Hello friends, I see that this is still set to go to the productivity screen when we start. You know, I should probably fix that. If I was a better man, I would fix that. But I'm lazy, and this is how we live. How's everyone doing today? Is everyone happy, healthy, and wise? Or at the very least, happy and healthy? How was everyone's afternoon? What do we got going on? I am currently losing this hand of Balatro, because I screwed up and kept discarding high card instead of discarding flushes. So that's a sad story. But I finished just in time to stream, so almost done with your cosplay. Love it, Kai. Kai, when are you streaming next? I mean, I say this like I can't just do it while you're offline. Give me a second. There we go. Subscribe. Tuesday next week. That would be Monday for me. Because you guys are 21 hours ahead of me. No sneaky moss streams this weekend. Are you gonna make it to multiplayer Monday? On my Sunday? Question mark? Stardew? Or are you too busy for Stardew this weekend? Next week? Times are confusing. Life is confusing. Gotta go to bed. All right, have a good sleep, Aura. Thanks for checking in. Okay. Because I'm doing a midday on Sunday, my Sunday. And then I'm doing an evening on the Tuesday. So I'm actually available to show up to Stardew and actually be awake. As I have been lately. Instead of me just showing to Stardew, being tired and suffering at work the next day. Because I want to play with you guys. So, you know, it would have been kind of sad if it was like, well, we're canceling Stardew because Kai's busy. And I would be like, well, now what do I do on Sunday night? In which case, if you weren't free, I would probably just do an evening shift. And just, you know, work until 11 p.m. Because it's easier than doing a midday. But, you know, it'd be what it'd be. It's Vampire Therapist. We are a vampire and we're a therapist. We are Sam Wells. We are 350 years old. And we're a cowboy. Let me tell you what it isn't. It's no Balatro or Fallout. Also friend-shaped. Vampires are friend-shaped, correct. Jeff the Shark? Baby Jeff, do 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 do, baby Jeff, do 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 do.
Tarnation. I'm glad the kids here aren't glued to their little TVs. I wonder why that is. I'll bet Crimson knows.
Giddy up, little doggy.
I'm doing well. Is the game audio laggy for you guys? I'm not sure if we just have weird stream delay with Twitch today or what's going on here.
I ain't heard that one in a while.
Truth is, I'm running out of cowboy terms. What can I get you, handsome?
Okay. Yeah. The music is really low in this game, so I'm gonna go into settings here again. But yeah, the music is significantly lower than other games, but this is it maxed out. And I don't want to adjust the mixer in OBS because that's going to adjust every other game.
How about a kind ear for my troubles?
Moth is just here for the lap part, it's okay.
But in this case, you're right. I am a good person. Lay it on me.
I got this new client. It makes me feel old.
Makes you feel old?
250-year-old man feels old, huh?
Wait, aren't we 350? Wait, why are these pages pink? Interesting. Maybe there's another client that we don't know about. No, just Random pages are pink. Interesting. My journal's broken, guys.
Yeah. But seriously, I understood people, but she's from another time, like. I've been around a long time, and I ain't seen nothing quite like this internet. But my client lives there.
Lives on the internet, like all of us.
And you think you can't help her because you don't understand the internet?
Relatable. I do not understand the internet, Crimson. It's just tubes and electricity.
I remember when the first steam locomotive showed up, and we thought, that's it. We've invented everything.
Really?
Laugh all you like. Point is, I'm getting old faster than I ever have before.
Excuse you, you're stuck in time, sir. You're still dressed like a cowboy.
Here's the thing, cowboy. Nobody understands the internet.
That's what I said. I don't understand the internet. Tubes and
I
electricity.
don't feel old yet, though. Still just glad to be alive, thanks to Andy's blood.
All right, so how old is Crimson?
Oh, yeah?
I think they actually told us last time.
I've been drinking vampire blood. You don't have to pretend. I've got a rare blood cancer. Andy's blood is what's keeping me alive.
Oh, I'm real sorry.
Sorry, Crimson.
I didn't say I was dying. I said I had cancer. Stop making that face. I'm just glad I found Andy. Don't think I was quite ready to die.
Yeah, I think she said that she's 50. But, like, I don't remember, you know?
Crimson.
Well, thank you kindly. So what'll it be, Sam? You ain't gonna dance?
No, I ain't gonna dance.
Dance, Sam, dance.
You owe me that story one day, cowboy.
He's from the Footloose town.
Here, have a little something I whipped up for Andy. Herbal blood tea.
No garlic, right?
No garlic.
Mighty kind of you. Maybe I'll take a nightcap. You have yourself a fine night, Crimson.
Bye, Crimson.
Adios, muchacho.
I think that's my last client for a while. My caseload's big enough. I'm starting to get overwhelmed.
Me too.
Maybe something from one of my books will inspire me. But then again, I could watch cartoons instead.
Let's read a book.
I think I'll read a poem. I've got one I love. Carry one, Walt Whitman. I celebrate myself and sing myself. And what I assume, you shall assume. For every atom belonging to me, as good belongs to you. I loaf and invite my soul. I lean and loaf at my ease, observing a spear of summer grass. My tongue, every atom of my blood, formed from this soil, this air, born here of parents born here, from parents the same, and their parents the same. I, now 37 years old, in perfect health begin, hoping to cease not till death. Creeds and schools in abeyance, retiring back a while, sufficed at what they are, but never forgotten. I harbor for good or bad, meant to speak of every habit, nature without check, with original energy. Just a little reminder that I'm still human. I think that's enough action for one night. I might cut me some shut-eye. Good night, son.
Good night, son.
A fine evening to you, Samuel. How are you feeling tonight?
Not bad, not bad. A little overwhelmed, but I guess I kind of have a lot going on these days.
The mind is an easy place to get lost in, is it not?
You ain't kidding. Keeping all them cognitive distortions in my head and sorting through all my clients' problems ain't easy.
We are not machines, Samuel. I believe you will find that you can never handle everything at once.
That is correct.
There is a term the mortals use these days, multitasking. It's a kind of meta-control fallacy. Even we must handle thoughts one at a time.
I guess. I just hope I can concentrate on my own therapy with all this stuff bouncing around in my noggin.
I do not expect you to be an exception to the rule, my dear fellow. Let us see whether we can clear your head. I would like to introduce you to a ritual I have learned for stilling the mind.
This some kind of ancient vampire secret? Something the old ones gave you that's been lost to time? Something mortals could never imagine?
No, it's just meditation.
It's just meditation. What? Wow.
That does not make the technique any less valuable. Now then, close your eyes. I will guide you through this process. Think of a place that brings you comfort. Where is it?
I'd have to say the woods. I always liked being in nature.
Then imagine the woods and let your thoughts come to you. Be attuned to your body. Breathe, and you will be able to address your thoughts and clear your mind. Now close your eyes and begin.
Okay, focus, Sam, focus. I missed my princess. I ain't cut out for this therapy thing. And he sure is a tall glass of water. Acknowledge thought. Alright. Breathe in, press and hold. Okay. I kind of miss farting. I miss my princess. I ain't cut out for this therapy thing. And he sure is a tall glass of water. Let go. Watch his breathing slows down your thoughts. Last a clear thought, hover over it.
I ain't cut out for this therapy thing. And it sure is a tall glass of water. I miss my princess. I kinda miss farting. Focus, Sam, focus. Who's got a pretty mane? Wonder what's on Batflix. Should I hook up with Reinhardt? I'm so bad at meditating. I like blood from San Antonio, not New York City. Relax, ain't no vampire hunters here. Who's my favorite horse? Is it you?
Wait, do I even breathe?
How are you feeling now?
I don't breathe. I'm a vampire.
Yeah, all right. Fine, really. All them thoughts just feel like thoughts.
What sorts of things came up for you?
Well, I thought about my clients. I thought about all them cognitive distortions. My horse came up a lot.
Poor horse.
Yeah, Princess. She was my horse back when I was alive. I still think about her every day. I can't really stop.
Can they, though? Like, do they have a functional circulatory system and lung apparatus?
I understand. I have bonded with many horses in my unlife, but it sounds as though the loss of Princess was particularly fraught.
Yeah,
Would you like to start there?
not sure I'd like it. But seeing as it's come up, maybe we should talk about what happened to her. It's got a lot to do with my old gang. I mentioned them before. Well, the Mystic Bastards was their name. They were the gang to join if you had nothing to lose, and I had nothing to lose.
That sounds like some Nosferatu thinking, my friend.
Oh, I can see that now. But it turned out I still did have something to lose. And they took that from me to prove my loyalty. They took my princess, killed her in cold blood, and made me watch the whole thing. They made sure she saw me too.
Oh, Samuel, I am so sorry.
Why did they kill his horse? Are they gonna explain that to me?
I just stood there, watching her dying, with them big eyes looking at me like she knew I'd betrayed her. They knew what it would take to break me, and it's my fault for letting them do it.
Like, their initiation is they kill your horse?
But Samuel, these mystic bastards, it sounds as though these loyalty tests were a cruel, mechanical part of their indoctrination process.
Let's see. Loyalty test. Are you more loyal to the gang than to your horse?
These are the actions of a cult. They had no special care for you or your princess.
Well, it sure as shit worked. They knew where to hit me, and it's my fault for letting it happen.
What they did, Samuel, had little to do with you personally. You were vulnerable, and they took advantage. This is what cults do. But Samuel, you are exhibiting a cognitive distortion known as personalization. You are attributing the mystic bastard's actions entirely to your own supposed failings. While it is natural to grieve for your horse, holding yourself solely responsible is neither fair nor accurate.
Hold on a sec, my head's hurting. I can't hold on to all them distortions all the time. Ain't personalization a lot like a control fallacy?
An astute observation, Samuel. Personalizations are often a form of control fallacy.
Okay.
While control fallacies often manifest as a belief that you have more control over external events than is actually the case, personalization is a more specific tendency to believe that external events are reactions to you.
Okay.
Let us leave control fallacies at the table for now. You are correct that keeping all distortions in mind at once is unrealistic.
Okay.
I would not interrupt your thoughts if I did not think personalization important. You are shouldering the blame for Princess's death. I can see that.
Well, if it ain't my fault, who else's is it?
The mystic bastards, of course. Let me put it into perspective for you. I will make a series of statements, and you help me identify the personalization distortion.
Okay, let's see if we can get
I
this.
overslept in my coffin because I forgot to set my alarm. I beat Crimson's neck last night and missed the vein because I was distracted. It was entirely my fault.
Okay.
Batflix raised my subscription price again because they knew I would pay no matter what.
Well, that's the personalization. Badflix has no earthly clue who you are. They just raise their subscription prices anyway.
It's true.
Just as your gang planned to isolate members from their former lives. Do you see the connection?
I guess so. I was just too stupid to see it at the time.
Calling yourself stupid is what distortion?
That's labeling.
Yeah, it's labeling. But I should have known anyway. I knew that crew was bad news. I just thought I was bad news too.
Fair.
You should have known. That's another distortion of reality, Samuel.
That's a should statement.
Fine, should statement, whatever. So what the hell am I supposed to do, Andy? Say nothing's ever my fault and I don't gotta know nothing?
That is incorrect, Sam.
I was responsible for getting that beautiful horse killed. She trusted me, and if I'd been someone else, she wouldn't have had to die in that awful way.
Okay.
I am not asking you to lie to yourself. Far from it. And I am not suggesting that you absolve yourself of all responsibility.
Okay.
But what would you say if a friend came to you with the same story? Would you tell them what they should have done? Would you call them stupid?
No.
You said yourself that you joined your gang because they were the gang to join if you had nothing to lose. I do not think this is a circumstance most people choose.
It's true.
Yeah, I suppose.
Remember, Samuel, we are trying to reframe our thinking by clarifying these distortions. I know it may feel as though I am picking on you, but I am not. Let us forget what you should have done to make room for a different distortion.
Okay.
You are drawing a direct link from your emotion to the death of your horse. This is a distortion called emotional reasoning.
Okay.
I understand the guilt you feel, Samuel, but your guilt does not act on its own.
Okay.
This terrible thing, it did happen. And some choices you made undoubtedly created the circumstances for it to occur. You are not blameless.
Okay.
But let us restrict your blame to what you have actually done.
Okay, so the issue being that, we didn't kill the horse. So.
I'm sorry. I get awful worked up when talking about my princess. You should have seen her, Andy. She had these eyes. She looked right into my tainted soul and still loved me.
I understand, Samuel. We feel tremendous guilt when we fail an animal. When we look at reality, it is not to dismiss our burdens, but to process them fairly. I would like you to understand emotional reasoning so you can see how emotions color our thoughts. Please listen, and call me out when I am using emotional reasoning.
Okay.
I feel anxious. Perhaps it is the garlic naan I smell from the Indian restaurant next door. The mood in my club is somber tonight. I am sure it is a reflection of my own dark mood.
Okay.
I find myself in an irascible mood tonight. Perhaps I drank some tainted blood.
Okay.
You missed my emotional reasoning, Samuel. Please listen. I feel anxious. Perhaps it is the garlic naan I smell from the... The mood in my club is somber tonight.
That's the emotional reasoning right there. I don't think them folk in the club know too much about how you're feeling.
It's true. Andrew Mako sitting hangs out up here.
Our emotions
He's not hands-on.
are all-encompassing, and that is purely biological. We are animals, Samuel. There is a small cluster of brain tissue at the base of the cranium that tells us we are safe or that we are about to die.
Okay.
The complexity of our existence is at odds with our biology, but we have the logic to recognize it.
Well, if reincarnation's a thing, I think I'd rather come back as a horse.
It is indeed a boon and a curse to have human complexity of thought.
No thoughts, only squirrel.
If I were a horse, I know better than to join any cowboy gang, let alone the Mystic Bastards. I'd be happy with a bag of oats and a field to run around in.
I want a bag of oats on the field to run around in.
How did you end up with the Mystic Bastards in the first place?
Well, like I said, I didn't have much choice. Nobody would have taken me in at that point, except a hangman, maybe. I wasn't a vampire yet, so hanging didn't sound too appealing.
No thoughts, only moth. No thoughts, only lamp.
The last job I did got my brother killed, and after that, my wife left with my daughter, and I never saw him again. Can't say I blame her.
But what if his wife was also a vampire? What if his wife is our next client?
I didn't have nobody. Ain't no surprise that a vampire gang would be the only people to take me in.
Aha, so that is how you turned.
Enjoy your lurkies, Art.
Yes, sir. It wasn't pleasant. Not the candlelight and writhing body sort of affair you see in mortal vampire stories.
That is terrible, Samuel. The turning is never easy. How did they find you?
That job that got my brother killed, we partnered up with one of them Mystic Bastards for it. He knew where to find me.
And he knew you were vulnerable and that you had no place to go.
I've thought about that. Were they setting me up all along? Maybe. But whether they were or not, I really didn't have any place to go.
Okay.
I know when them wanted dead or alive posters go up, folk find dead easier and more fun.
Okay.
People saw me as outlaw scum when I was a kid, and there was no way they were going to be kinder knowing I was in a gang.
You know this for a fact. You are certain that no one would have any pity on you at all. That your only recourse was to join your gang.
I guess I don't actually know that no one but the bastards would have taken me in. Sounds like a cognitive distortion, huh?
I
Exactly.
think you see the patterns now. It may seem like pedantry, and perhaps it is, but pedantry is the search for ultimate truth.
Spoken like a true pedant.
A pedant?
It comes with being terrifyingly old. You discovered the cognitive distortion before I could point it out to you. It is a cognitive distortion similar to Nosferatu thinking, so let us put that particular distortion out of our minds for now.
Okay.
Yes, things were grim for you, but your experiences caused you to assume that there were none who would favor you with a kind eye.
Okay.
You were exhibiting the cognitive distortion of overgeneralization, the idea that no mortal could accept you.
Okay.
This clouded truth made you vulnerable to the Mystic Bastard's approach.
Damn. Maybe you ain't wrong, huh? I should have joined the Foreign Legion or something. Dang it, should statement.
Okay.
Your mind is not a cognitive distortion shooting gallery, Samuel. Cut yourself some slack. All we seek is recognition of our distortions, not perfection and not punishment.
Okay.
Let us test your ability to recognize overgeneralization. Then I believe we will have covered enough for tonight. Allow me to begin.
Okay.
Elder vampires are insufferable. They all think they know everything.
Okay.
It seems to me that being a werewolf is pretty rough. Vampires from Transylvania all have funny accents. I want to suck your blood. Who talks like? I don't believe you have found all my overgeneral elder vampires are in.
Wait, ain't you an elder vampire? You don't seem like much of a know-it-all.
Mm-hmm.
That's right, Samuel. Though, in all honesty, I used to be quite insufferable myself. I
Okay.
aspire to be more patient these days. Let me continue. It seems to me that being a vampires from
That seems like an overgeneralization, Andy. I ain't sure any of them ever sounded like that.
I mean, one or two might have. I don't know.
Pretty sure they all sound American these days anyway from watching bat flicks all the time.
Correct, Samuel. I apologize for the offensive accent. It was employed only to prove a point.
Was it?
Well done, Samuel.
What would he know about Andromachos? What if he's Transylvanian? It's possible.
But let us bring things back to you. I do not ask you to absolve yourself of the things you have done.
Okay.
You did not have the tools to be mindful of the thought patterns that made you vulnerable to the mystic bastards.
Okay.
I have seen mindfulness take root in you, though, Samuel. I hope this session has been helpful to you.
You know, we say that, Kai, but he's also like 3,500 years old, right? He could be several things, because you can adopt a culture over your lifetime if you're that old, right? What if he spent time in Transylvania? He could be Transylvanian. You know, I was born in China, you know, but I grew up in Canada. He can be more than just one thing.
Yeah, I'm still sad. And still regretful about Princess. I think I'll always be. My not being mindful is what killed her. Every time I think about it, I just know I'm a terrible person who messes everything up. But I think the awareness helps.
You're doing your best to be better, Sam. Don't bully yourself.
It does. Then please tell me what cognitive distortion you just exemplified.
Okay.
Was it emotional reasoning, overgeneralization, or personalization?
It's all of them.
I guess it was kind of all of them.
Masterful deduction, Samuel. Your sense of self-awareness is most impressive. Remember, cognitive distortions are not a cudgel to beat yourself with.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about that. If we're spouting cognitive distortions all the time, ain't my clients gonna be mad at my constantly interrupting them?
You continue to impress. Yes, we cannot bully our clients with distortions. Thus, I find it is best to clear our minds and focus on a few during each session.
I'll be right back, gang. I'm just gonna reheat my coffee. I'll be back in 30 seconds. I return. All right.
Keeping endless distortions in mind is not easy for a therapist either, after all. I think we have done excellent work, and I'm certain you've built up a thirst. I know this evening was emotionally intense. Ask Crimson for some scotch.
Drinking booze ain't exactly compatible with our biology, Andy.
Yeah, but it tastes good.
By scotch, I mean Scottish blood. It's iron-rich and quite delicious. I age it in whiskey barrels.
You age it in whiskey barrels, because of course you do.
That sounds pretty nice. I might just do that and call it an early night.
As you wish, Samuel. Rest well, and do not lasso yourself so tightly as you say. You are deserving of love, especially from yourself.
I'm just gonna leave before I get more embarrassed.
Very well, Samuel. Rest in peace, my friend.
Okay. I don't think we got a question wrong today, so we're learning here, gang.
Samuel, greetings. You are seeing Dr. Drain again tonight, yes?
I need a refresher on Dr. Drain. Why are these pages pink? Dr. Drain, 430, class of 16. Okay, the guy that's addicted to his own drug and doesn't sleep. I'm gonna try something here. Okay, and that big. Okay, you just kind of vibe here for a second. Yeah, so what is causing the pages to be pink? Also, why is my window capture frozen? It is definitely not showing you guys what I'm looking at. Okay, so that's where we're at. So that works. Page is still pink. I'm just gonna Google that real quick because that's annoying. Because there might be information I need on those pages. Pages pink vampire therapist. Okay, so there's nothing. There's no Google research results for this. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna save the game and relaunch it maybe to see if we can figure out why everything is pink. Because if I need to look something up, that's definitely not gonna help me. Vampire. Yeah, I just Googled like pages pink vampire therapist and there's nothing. I didn't, you know, do a deep dive here, but it's definitely strange, you know? And it's not just like one or two, it's like random pages scattered throughout the book. And I know OBS sometimes has trouble with like game capture versus window capture. So I switched over to window capture and it has decided that it wants to capture Stream Raiders and not Vampire Therapist. Okay, there's Vampire Therapist. Okay, relaunching the game seems to have fixed it because I do have all my pages now. So Kai, I think we're good. I think that it just doesn't play nice with OBS game capture. And since I launched the game with game capture open, it might have done something weird. But reloading the game seems to fix it in any case, regardless of if it's the game capture thing versus the just game loading wrong thing.
That's right. I'm keen to see how he's getting on. That fella's got himself wrapped up real tight.
Do not expect too much change, too. It takes a while for thoughts to internalize, even when we know the truth of them logically. It took me only 2,800 years or so to internalize what I needed.
Okay.
I don't think the doc's gonna be too keen to wait that long.
Probably not. I wouldn't want to wait 2,800 years.
I do not think he will have to. Unlike myself, he has you to guide him.
I would say I'm not a very good guide.
Gosh, I barely know what I'm doing, boss. I'm not sure I can keep track of all these new distortions I know about.
I do not expect expect you to. Humans are distortion machines, my friend. But let us ensure we address Dr. Drain's core distortion. You know what it is, don't you?
Should statements.
That fella's a should statement machine, I'll tell you what.
That's right. We can be certain he will carry this distortion with him, but I would like you to pick the rest to keep in mind, Samuel.
Okay.
Up until this point, you have addressed clients
Ads in 2 minutes.
in small clusters. But now that you are aware of more cognitive distortions, you will notice them everywhere.
It's true.
We must not use cognitive distortions as weapons to beat our clients with. So pick 4 more to keep in mind during your session.
But what do I do if I detect he's showing the distortions I'm putting aside?
Hi, Abby. Yeah, so it could be... Yeah, but it could be, because I had the same problem with Chrono Trigger, Kai. That the full anim, like the cutscenes aren't captured on game capture. So like I know that some programs just don't play nice with game capture. Abby, thanks for gifting a sub. Abby, please don't tell me you gotta go check your bank statement again, because I saw that earlier in Faye's stream where you're like, yep, not in the negative. And I don't know if that was a joke, but like, you know, if you have a certain budget because, you know, you're in school and whatever, right? I appreciate the support and all that, but you know, I want you to look out for yourself, right? Oh, it was a joke because I did the math, and I don't know how it is on your side of Canada. A Big Mac is 25 cents more than a sub after tax. Where I live, which I actually found really funny, because I'm always lecturing people to go buy lunch.
You do not need to address all of them, my friend.
All right, oh shh.
You will not catch every distortion, and if you did, I believe your clients would find you irritating. I do not alert you to half of your cognitive distortions. We know that Dr. Drain will exhibit should statements. What else do you think he will come to this session with?
It's more of one of those things that, you know, I was mildly curious about, you know? He's gonna have control fallacy. He will disqualify the positive. He's gonna personalize. And he's gonna overgeneralize.
I think I've got what I need now.
I sure hope so.
Very good, Samuel. I will leave you to it. Have confidence. It is well earned.
I guess I just gotta believe you. All right, Andy, I'll do my best.
I'm a math background, though. I do a lot of math that's unnecessary.
I know you will. I will see you after your session.
I think.
Well, how you doing today, Abby?
Here comes the man himself.
It is a lot of sandwiches.
Dr. Drain, good to see you again.
Is a burger a sandwich? I would say a burger is a sandwich because it's, you know, between 2 pieces of bread. That being said, sandwich is like 2 things between something else. So it's a lasagna just layered sandwiches. Yay, bought stuff. How did Artemis playing Snake go? I'm just gonna vibe while we're in ads because I don't know who's around. Yeah, burger sandwich, right? Burger is my tier 3 sub emote because I don't know what else to put there, but I use it a lot. Burger. Yeah, exactly, burger. Oh, you had to push the snake stream back? Boo. Snake, 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 snake. Something the opposite of a squirrel. I mean, and that's how it be sometimes, Abby. But I'm proud of you for knowing that it's better to postpone than force yourself to do something. You know? Just like, you know, if you're just having a bad day or whatever, like, you know, you can always reschedule plans. You know, there's very few things in life that can't be rescheduled. Major surgery? Probably don't be like, well, I don't feel like it. You know? Streaming, going for coffee, you know? Definitely things that you can get away with, you know, pushing a week or two or a couple of days, right? All right, and we're back from ads. So if anyone sat through ads, please tell me what ads you got, because I am curious what we got going on.
Yes, well, I wish I could say the same. I have not had the most productive month. Back on this productive wagon, huh? Last time we were talking about all them should statements.
We sure were.
Yes, exactly. And what a waste of time that was. I took what we spoke about to heart, you know, like a fool.
Hey, Dragon.
But the should statements, as you so tritely put them, were the only thing holding me together.
Okay.
You ignored the addiction problem I came to you with. Nay, worse, you told me it was fine. And oh, how eager I was to test that theory.
Okay.
I have partaken of my awful plasma almost every night. I am more monster than man now.
Okay.
Sounds to me like we could be having a fruitful conversation about moderation. I have a better idea. Seeing as you do not understand the gravity of the situation, I will make you understand.
Oh, you're gonna make me.
This is the plasma I've spoken of. Pure vampiric essence. I will show you how should statements are the remnants of our humanity. We should not be so quick to cast them away.
Okay.
Dr. Drain is assigning himself quite an imperative. But whence came this imperative, Samuel?
This is the plasma I've spoken of. Pure vampiric essence. I will show
Okay.
you how should statements are the...
Dr. Drain is assigning himself quite an imperative. But whence came this imperative, Samuel?
I don't know, Andy.
This is the plasma I've spoken...
Dr. Drain is assigning himself quite...
This is the plasma I've spoken of.
Dr. Drain is assigning himself...
This is the... I agree with you that should statements are human, but that don't make them universal. That's the point I'm trying to make. There's lots of ways to live, Doc.
But he didn't make a should statement.
That is exactly the problem, Sam. We don't live. And this is the result most dire. Witness the wages of our sin.
Okay.
Now hold on a sec, Doc. I think we better... The time for caution is over. Goodbye, Sam.
Goodbye, Dr. Drain.
What in hell?
What happened?
Does it feel good to be alive? And who are you, darling?
All right, so the doctor's pulling a Jack on Hyde here.
Sam, I'm your therapist, Doc. You know that. My therapist. Oh, how wonderful. How absolutely pathetic. A vampire therapist. Oh, what a sad, pathetic waste you are, Dr. Drain.
That's me. That's the name of the game, Vampire Therapist.
Allow me to introduce myself, then. I am Lord Lyritus, and unlike that sad sack of quivering shit you've been talking to, I am a vampire.
Okay, are we gonna fight? Is there a fighting minigame?
I kill, I drink, I fuck, and I'm dead sexy.
I agree. He did have a glow up.
Weren't you wearing glasses before?
It's true.
I don't need glasses. Reading is what people do when they can't find anyone to fuck, which is not a problem I face. Oh, you're missing out, fella. I got into reading after I died, and there's whole worlds to discover in books. Oh, you're so fucking boring. There's a whole world to discover up my arse as well.
I think we're being propositioned. I need an adult.
Well, you don't have to be so crass. Yes, I see it in your eyes. You're afraid, aren't you, American? Your Puritan blood chills at the sight of me.
Okay.
Maybe I'll warm it up before I drain it from you and turn you into a husk with a stupid hat.
Fight, 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 fight. Where's my 6-shooter?
I wouldn't.
Blam blam.
I'm not you, though, am I? And I am always hungry.
Wait, now his eyes are like blue with red pupils?
I suggest you stay right where you are.
Oh, there we go. We just carry that around and no one questions it, I guess.
A vampire with a gun? Oh, how our kind have fallen. What are you going to do, cowboy? Kill me? Nope, but I can make sure the next few months ain't fun for you.
Where can I shoot him? Right in the dick.
Oh, how very kind of you to care about me, darling. It'll be our dear Dr. Drain who suffers. But I need the little worm for now, so I suppose I'll let you live.
Okay.
Mighty kind of you. Now you just settle on down and we're gonna have a chat.
Yes, let's chat.
Ugh. Talking. We are animals. We are not meant for talking. But very well.
Okay.
At least give me something to drink. I can rely on your piteous human blood to do me that kindness, yes?
No.
All right, but I'm watching you, hombre. Look all you like. The show is free.
I think he's trying to seduce us.
This is better than the swill I usually prefer. I'm more of a quantity over quality sort of creature.
I see.
Yeah, I know your kind. I used to be a lot like you.
Okay.
And I suppose now you are just as repressed as the sad creature that exerts control over this luscious body of mine.
Okay.
I'm more free than I've ever been, but don't you worry about me. Let's talk about you.
Yeah, let's talk about you.
You're going to psychoanalyze me. I live according to my nature. You might as well interview a lion.
Man, I'd interview a lion if I didn't think it was going to eat me.
Now, we'll see about that. I'm sure you are the way you are for a reason.
Probably.
You're not wrong about that. You know the answer already. Dr. Drain needs me. I am what is missing in his unlife.
Okay.
This Lord
No.
Lourdes seems to have a very egocentric view of the world.
You're not wrong about that.
This Lord Lourdes seems to have a...
You're not wrong about that. You think this is all
I-
about you, but
what?
you're wrong.
I
Dr. Drain.
mean, if he's got two personalities, it's about both of them, isn't it?
Please. The man could die. Has died. And it hasn't made a damn bit of difference to anyone. Without me, he barely even has an existence. Poor fool. His penis was nearly mummified when I got hold of it.
Okay.
Okay, that's gross. And also wrong. Dr. Drain existed long before you did.
Okay.
If you call that an existence. I am his hidden strength. I am his true essence. He is nothing without me, which he already realizes. You're forgetting something. A lot of who you are is because of Dr. Drain. You know that fella denies himself a lot, and you do all them things he refrains from.
Okay.
Besides, didn't he make that plasma you sprung from? Do you know? You're absolutely correct. Very well. I'll give the little twerp his credit. He did bring me into existence, and what a wonderful existence it is.
Okay.
Were you aware that vampires possess absolutely no gag reflex? I can prove it.
Yeah, he's 100% propositioning us here.
I don't mess with my clients.
That's right, Sam.
But I'm not your client. That little rat man in tweed is. Of course he would deny himself the pleasure. You hear him talk about what he should do, but the sad creature cannot do those things. He should give in to me, and thanks to you, he has begun to.
Okay.
Lord Lourdes condemns Dr. Drain's cognitive distortions while committing them himself.
You hear him? Come on now, you're really countering his shoulds with your shoulds? I think that proves there ain't no such thing as a should everyone agrees on.
See, I would say that's control fallacy because Lord Ludris here believes that he has control over this. But if Dr. Drain and I know Drain has a substance problem here, but like if Dr. Drain stops taking the plasma, this is no longer an issue, so...
But my inputs are so much more entertaining. His have only bred him hundreds of years of pathetic existence. Well, that don't make a damn bit of difference. I bet there are vampires a hell of a lot more depraved than you who think you should be doing things differently.
I mean, everyone thinks everyone else should do something differently. Everyone's got an opinion on everything.
Really? Oh, you must introduce me. If there are holes I don't know about, I should very much like to know where they are.
Ruh-roh.
There. How old are you anyway?
How old are you?
Dr. Drain's been summoning me for 14 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, things are starting to make a lot more sense. You certainly sound like a 14-year-old. The transformation has already begun. I will subsume him. His body and his mind will belong to me completely, and Dr. Drain will cease to be. You're awful confident about that, but I got bad news for you. You don't control Dr. Drain, he controls you.
Because Dr. Drain, while this is a substance issue, could stop taking the plasma.
Oh, darling. The little doctor controls nothing at all, least of all himself. Make no mistake, he shall be mine.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, and how do you know that? I know the little wretch far better than you do. He hasn't changed in centuries. Was he in therapy then?
Possibly.
No, only in the modern age do we make do with such delusional exercises.
Okay.
So not everything he does is predictable. I don't think you got a good reason to be so confident. Are you trying to fill my head with doubts? Do you even think that such a thing is possible?
Kind of.
There is no such thing as doubt for beings such as we. We live or we die. That's all. And I will live.
Okay.
I notice a funny way you and Dr. Drain talk about each other, as though you're totally different people. You really think that's true? Have you spoken with our pathetic little doctor? No, he doesn't drink real blood. That's why he's so weak. Hold on, how's he even alive if he's not drinking blood?
Because he's doing it for him.
Oh, the little ball of shame didn't tell you. He's not even a vampire. He drinks that synthetic trash he produces instead of real blood.
Okay. So, he drinks that instead of real blood. I mean, drinking blood isn't the only part of being a vampire, though, right?
Lord Luritus seems keen to diminish Dr. Drain, but is his assessment...
Oh, the little... You can't just discount everything about Dr. Drain just because he doesn't drink fresh blood. The guy's managed to live for 430 years. He's got to be doing something right.
True.
Besides, let's say you get your wish and everyone just becomes vampire food. Where are you going to get blood when everyone's dead?
Sam also makes a good point.
You raise a valid point. Perhaps I'll start a mortal farm. Yes, that's it. They'll walk on all fours and be completely naked at all times.
Would that be better?
I'll milk them each day and raise stud mortals.
Uh-huh.
Oh, this has possibilities. Why, thank you, darling. Brilliance can come from such unlikely places.
Okay.
Oh, dang, I wish I hadn't mentioned it.
Yeah, I kind of wish you hadn't mentioned it too, Sam.
Why so shy, darling? You must have more experience than the dear doctor. I wouldn't be surprised if you were a 400-year-old virgin. If it weren't for me, his cock would have shriveled up like a raisin.
Well, that's a thought.
I think I'm gonna surprise you, Lord, whatever you're calling yourself. But I think you're right. Dr. Drain does need you.
Mm-hmm.
But like it or not, you need him too.
So this is a symbiotic relationship, Sam?
How very bloody dare you? What possible use could I have for a little turd like him? I am an animal, pure and perfect. I don't care what anyone thinks of me.
Okay.
Vampires ain't animals, not even the worst of us. The moment we learned to talk and reason, living like beasts was out the window.
Okay.
What a strange creature you are. You dress like a buffoon, but speak like a philosopher. The buffoon is the more admirable of the two. At least he's honest.
Okay.
You and Dr. Drain lie and lie and lie to justify your existence. It's ridiculous to suggest that I need him. What could I possibly need him for?
Existing.
When I tire, I sleep. When I lust, I fuck. When I thirst, I kill. As it should be.
Should statement.
There it is again, that simple thinking and them shoulds that are only yours. Come the hell on. You think we vampires should just go on autopilot? Fuck, sleep, kill, repeat?
I mean, probably not, but it'd be nice to have our schedule and a routine.
Well, naturally, we should ensure that those things are fun. Otherwise, what's the point in doing them? That's it right there. I agree with you entirely.
Life should be fun.
Time. I'll remove my clothing then. Or perhaps I'll remove yours.
Nope.
Not so fast. You're missing the point. If we're doing these things because they're fun, well, everybody's got their own idea of fun.
It's true.
That's our human experience at work. Like me, for instance. I'm more of a high intimacy kind of lover.
Seduce me.
Oh, boff. You managed to make even delightful things seem so heinous. I'm only speaking the truth. What makes you so damn sure you know what being a vampire is anyway? Why do you think you've got it all figured out?
That's a good point.
Lie to yourself all you like, darling. We're all alike. I know what you crave.
Overgeneralization.
There's loads of us vampires out there, all with different experiences. You really think we're all the same?
There we
We
go.
are animals, darling. Like all depraved animals, we exist to ensure we continue to exist. If we do not, we embrace oblivion.
I really do like embracing oblivion and being unconscious for several hours every day.
That's a heck of a jump. We ain't powerless against our baser instincts, far from it.
Okay.
We can be better people. We can live in harmony with others.
Okay.
It is utterly pointless to fight our natures. Oh, that poor mortal had a family. Who gives a damn? I'm thirsty. That poor mortal must consume in order to live, and so must I.
I mean, that's a thought. That's...
He simply pretends not to enjoy it. I don't need to do any such thing. I love to kill. I love the taste of blood. Why would I love it if it weren't the only way to live?
Okay.
Point is, you're gonna get real fucking bored if you don't find a reason to do what you're doing. Do you think I need a purpose? That's a mortal concern. I don't need a fucking legacy. I need blood. The only thing I should do is what I was made to do.
Should statement.
Just as bad as Dr. Drain with all them should statements. He keeps talking about what he shouldn't do, and you keep talking about what you should do.
It's true.
You both act so damn sure of yourselves. You're so damn sure blood is all you need.
All you need is love.
Oh, did I forget to mention all the fucking?
No, you did not.
Don't break, you live forever. Food and sex is enough for animals. They got short lives. They get threatened and they die real quick.
Truth.
I know a lot of vampires who live like animals, and every single one of them is lost. Like 'em or not, Dr. Drain is your reason for living. Hell, if he didn't make this plasma stuff, you'd still be buried deep somewhere in his head.
That's what I said like 3 conversations ago.
Fuck you. Dr. Drain is a pathetic little liar, and I will destroy him. That's what he wants. Then I'll come for you.
You can certainly try.
If you're gonna kill me, you'd better be a quicker draw than I am. You wanna try your luck, compadre?
Compadre.
No need. I do thirst, though, and I smell something downstairs. I smell mortals and virgins. Oh, how delicious. You've been holding out on me, cowboy.
Andrew Marcos, I need
Drink
you.
what's in that bottle till Dr. Drain comes back. I ain't letting the likes of you near them people.
That's right, Sam.
At least you're aware enough to know that I am a ravenous beast.
Pistol whip him, Sam.
And beast that I am, I must kill.
Fight, fight,
You
fight.
will do no such thing to my mortals. Restrain yourself.
Thanks, Andy.
Oh, now who is this beautiful morsel?
I am far older than any blood you have ever tasted, whelp. Do not dare to think you can overpower me.
Don't threaten me with a good time, daddy.
What?
I will keep this poor animal in pain. You did excellent work in handling him. Deserve some rest. I will meet with you later.
Alright, bye guys.
Do not worry. I have no need to hurt.
Yet.
Well, now I'm just disappointed. All right, Andy. I'll talk to you later. And Lord Lurid, or whatever your name is, think about what we talked about, huh? Dr. Drain's got something you need.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Vom, get out of here already.
Bye, Dr. Luridis. So,
Nation. Barely walked out of that one alive. And I thought therapy was just talking.
Luridis hates Dr. Drain, and Drain hates him. Luridis loves what Drain rejects, blood and sex. Luridis believes in acting like our animal selves without apology. Where Drain is scientific, Luridis is unscientific. Luridis is extremely confident. I gotta talk to Dr. Drain about where this Lord Luridis comes from and see if I can get those two fellows speaking the same language.
I could use a drink.
Me too.
If it isn't the Lone Ranger.
She's gonna run out of jokes eventually, right?
Hey, Crimson.
You look a little down, cowboy. Have a shot.
Shots, 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 shots. Everybody.
Rough one tonight.
You could say that. My client went a little feral. He tried to attack me.
Multiple times.
Good. I hope you booted their ass out.
I can't help everyone if I kick them out.
Well, here's the thing. He wasn't himself. The fella, he can't stand being a vampire, so the vampire comes out in nasty ways.
Don't put yourself into too much danger, cowboy. Cleaning up a pile of ashes isn't my idea of a good night.
No, especially when those ashes are a friend, right?
So what? He just went and turned into a monster?
I mean, pretty much. He Jekyll and Hyde us.
More or less. Went from a restrained fella to a hedonist beast.
How do you think you handled it?
I think it went pretty well.
I think I did all right. I learned a whole bunch of cognitive distortions now, so I was still able to challenge the beast.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the way I figure it, he's still desperate for help, even if he doesn't act like it.
I can see why Andy likes you. A heart's still beating in there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a creature of the night, too. I just want to help my kin.
People like talking to you, cowboy. They can't help sharing their lives with you.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it is about you, folks are always going to prefer talking to you over killing you.
Okay.
I surely do hope you're right.
You know my big secret already. I wouldn't have told it to you if I didn't believe in you.
Okay.
That's mighty kind of you, Crimson. I'm humbled.
Quit it with the aw shucks stuff. Now you're just trying to be cute.
Always.
And making success visit.
Oh, hey, it's my little buddies. How's it going, kids?
Are you here to help me fix my laser printer?
Bad.
Bad?
I'm sorry to hear that, Maxie. What's going on?
Yeah, what's wrong?
Make some room, Kinder. I've got customers to serve. Go talk in the kink room.
We don't need a private room to have a conversation.
Ooh, Maxie.
I would like that very much.
So what's going on, Maxie?
Yeah, what's wrong, gang?
My boss yelled at me today and made me sad.
Fair? I'm sad when my boss yells at me too.
Well, what happened?
Someone injected a malicious SQL query into our API and used it to execute code. We did not have our queries parameterized, so they were able to drop the user table entirely.
Uh-huh.
I warned the backend developers that this would happen, but I got all of the blame.
Okay.
That sounds like a real mess, Maxie. Reminds me of the time I forgot to lock the gate on a cattle drive. By morning, every last cow was gone, just like your, user table thing.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe your boss was hopping mad, but I bet next time they'll listen to you.
Hopefully.
Am I the only one who is now aroused?
What's your deal, Reinhard?
No, Reinhardt, I am also aroused.
Okay, get on over here and pass me some neck.
I feel as though all my worries have been sucked away.
I'm well acquainted with this feeling, Hazi.
They'll deal with Goth and horny on me, I guess.
And you will be once more.
I think that's my cue to get to my coffin.
You scared the American away, Maxie.
That's right, you scared Sam
I
away.
suppose I am a very bad girl.
Probably.
All right, I'm out. Bedtime for Sam. I'll see you kids later.
Bye, kids. This is my coffin.
Greetings.
Hey, Andromachos.
Oh, hey, Andy.
What is wrong, my friend? You don't seem your chipper American self.
I am
I
not.
guess I ain't too happy to be seeing tonight's client. I'm still feeling the tongue lashing she gave me last time.
Ah, yes, the Senora d'Este. She certainly has a way with words.
She's kind of mean to me.
It ain't that. It's just this sense again. Like she thinks I can be a certain way just because she tells me to.
Aha. At least that makes her chord distortion clear, doesn't it? You know what it is, of course.
It's labeling me specifically.
Well, it's labeling. She was calling me all sorts of names.
Do not take her insults personally, my friend. She already warms to you. I can see it.
I don't think that's true. I think it's quite the opposite.
So you're getting cold on me.
Come now, Samuel. What distortion brings Senora d'Este the most stress?
Control fallacies.
Lady's got control fallacies out the wazoo, and they've given her centuries of stress.
I do not know this term, wazoo, but you are correct.
We should teach him what wazoo means.
A woman who chooses immortality so that she can ensure her family makes the correct decisions probably has some control issues.
She probably has a lot of control issues.
And taking out her stress on me.
Do not take her criticisms too much to heart, my friend. You are simply a convenient target, an element within her control.
Okay.
That still don't make it much fun.
Probably not.
I will not deny that Senora d'Este is a confrontational client, but take her presence as a gift, however you can.
How do I take it as a gift?
A woman so powerful in her time has much to teach us.
Does she?
You have all the tools you need at your disposal to help her. Consider your approach.
Okay, control fallacy, labeling, overgeneralization, should statements, personalization.
All right, I think I'm ready.
Maybe.
I will leave you to meditate. Be well, Samuel, and let this 3,000-year-old tell you, you are a fantastic therapist.
Am I licensed? I pretty much...
You're gonna make me blush. Get on out of here, boss. I can handle this.
I pretty much showed up and got like 40 minutes of training, and he said, you're good to go.
I know you can.
Now I think I'm ready. And here she comes. A deep breath.
All right.
Now, howdy, Senora. Nice to see you again.
Howdy.
Liar. You are as pleased to see me as I am to see you, therapist.
I have a name.
We're gonna get straight into it, huh? All right, lay it on me. Why ain't you happy to see me?
Yeah, why don't you like me? What did I do?
You are a worm.
Rude.
Yeah, I've been called a lot worse. You're gonna need to be more specific than that, Senora.
I mean, wouldn't I go through the same licensing board a normal therapist would go through? But also, would she hate me if I was still... Would she still hate me if I was a worm?
You are a worm because of the way you wriggled into my mind the last time we spoke, leaving behind loathsome doubts. The only reason I am here is to confront you for your beastly behavior. I come to you in crisis, and you suggest that I am the cause of my own woe. Aren't you supposed to help me?
Maybe?
Senora, you came in here telling me that art is dead. How am I supposed to help you with that?
You're supposed to become an artist.
I don't know. But telling me that my existence has been a complete waste of time is not comforting.
That is not comforting, but, sorry.
I definitely don't remember saying that, Senora. What I said is that you ain't gonna change the world for anyone, but that doesn't mean your work wasn't worth anything.
Okay.
That's what I call a control fallacy. Senora, you're one person.
You're doing your best.
One powerful, intelligent, and talented person, but one out of billions. You can't expect to reach everyone. Doesn't matter how good the art you produce is.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't gonna help a fellow like me who grew up without ever having heard the name Michelangelo.
Michelangelo? Who is Michelangelo?
You don't know who Michelangelo is?
The guy what painted the Sistine Chapel. Michelangelo.
Michelangelo did no such thing. Perhaps you are thinking of a man from New Jersey, or a turtle. It is
Or a turtle.
Michelangelo.
Well, that's... Yeah, I gotta do it. Quote, add. I don't remember what format we use. Okay, just whatever the quote is, and then add whoever. Go add. Michelangelo did no such thing. Perhaps you are thinking of a man from New Jersey. Or a turtle. It is that Isabella quote 18. And if I did this right, which I usually don't, there we go.
Senor, you want to talk about wasting time? What's using me as a punching bag doing for you?
Very well. I will speak plainly. I am angry with you, Mr. Walls.
Okay.
Yes, perhaps not all I did was a waste of time, effort, and pain, but to think that much of it was, this is most horrifying.
Okay.
Listen carefully, Samuel. It is not only truth that harms the Senora, but also the way...
Yes, perhaps not.
Listen carefully, Samuel.
Yes, perhaps not all I did was a waste of time.
Listen carefully.
Maybe it'd help if we looked at that wording you used. A waste of time, effort, and pain.
How's that really labeling though? Like,
Even if you didn't achieve your goals in them efforts, you can't just say they were a waste of time.
I mean, you can say whatever you want.
Now, if you were sitting in bed for 400 years watching bad TV, then I might agree with you.
Possibly.
Disgusting notion. I am already dead. I do not need my mind to actively decompose by watching Batflix's latest trash.
I love Batflix.
So maybe let's reserve waste of time for trash, huh?
Okay.
I can see why it'd be upsetting to see something you put a lot of effort into not work out.
It is more than upsetting. It is devastating. I
Devastating.
did not just fail to bring the understanding of true beauty into the world, I failed to bring it to my own familia. I
Okay.
watched them die, Mr. Walls. It was not the physical death that caused me the greatest pain, but the spiritual death.
Okay.
They had no care for the Gonzaga name nor the Deste name. Despite my sacrifice and all my efforts, they pissed away my legacy.
Okay.
Ooh boy, sounds like there's a lot to unpack here.
There likely is.
It is a dark and painful story, Mr. Walls. A story where my greatest joy turns to ash, and I was powerless to stop it.
Okay.
When last we met, did I tell you about my son?
No.
No, I don't think so.
Federico. Ah, my dear Federico, my little clown, my delicate artist, my beautiful boy.
Okay.
I suffered for him, Mr. Walls. I put up with my husband, Frankie, and all his brutishness, all his licentiousness. All for Federico. I raised him to be intelligent and clever, to understand the gentle arts and philosophy. I raised him to be a despot.
Okay.
But for all my efforts, I could not cool his Gonzaga blood, and it persisted for a century to the ruin of our house.
Okay.
I hate to break it to you, senor, but every
Ads
kid's
in 2
got
minutes.
parents, whether they know them or not. And kids have got minds of their own.
Mm-hmm.
I refuse to believe that we are trapped by our blood. What was my destiny as a girl? Men of my time said it was to be servile and docile, a political pawn.
Just married off.
What saved
For
me
an
from that
alliance.
fate? Knowledge, study, an appreciation of art, music, history, and literature.
Okay.
In the same way, I should have been able to save my son.
Should.
You think you should have been able to save your son?
Mm-hmm.
I was his mother. If I did not save him, who could?
His father, himself.
I'm not saying someone else could.
Takes a village to raise a
The
child.
responsibility to save your son, that you should save him, doesn't line up with the truth. It ain't some kind of destiny for one person to save another.
I mean,
Clearly, it was not my destiny to save my son. But my failure did not end with my darling Federico. I was only 153 when the once great Gonzaga house surrendered all its honor to the hated Spanish.
okay.
I stood by, useless as a statue, as the Gonzaga name burned in the war of the Mantuan succession.
Okay. They hated the Spanish. War of Mantuan succession?
What's this war of the Mantuan succession all about?
Do you know nothing of history at all? Oh, very well. It all began because my fool of a great-great-grandson, Vincenzo II, did not listen to me. Instead of dutifully procreating with his wife, he decided to impregnate mistresses.
Yeah, that's not great. 0 to 10, would not recommend. That being said, we do have ads starting. So everyone get up, walk around, stretch, and I will see you guys in 2 minutes. Or 2 minutes from whenever the ads start. I will run the Stream Raiders battle. I will fill my water. Yeah, I'm gonna walk around and stretch, Levy. You know, I literally just said those words. We back. All right, thank you for sitting through ads, y'all. I hope the ads were something interesting at the very least. And let's go back to helping Isabella.
When he ate himself into the grave, the line of succession was broken, and the French and Spanish swarmed upon my home like cockroaches.
Okay.
I killed a great many of them myself, but it was not enough. Eventually, the Gonzaga lands were given away to both countries.
Okay.
Of course, this is common knowledge. I would have had your tutors beaten.
It's not common knowledge in America.
Senora, the only tutors I ever had showed up after eating a can of baked beans.
What?
Disgusting.
That is disgusting.
The hated Spanish? You say that like everyone hates the Spanish.
Okay.
Must I mince words with my therapist? Naturally, I do not include the Spanish among those who hate the Spanish.
Okay.
I don't hate the Spanish. I've known plenty of fine Spaniards.
I am the enemy. She now hates me.
I doubt you know much about fine company, but your pedantic point stands. Not all hate the Spanish. Very well. From now on, I shall say the Spanish, who are hated by myself and sensible person.
There you go.
Well, we can talk more about the Spanish later.
We sure can. Stopping a war?
So wait, there's a whole ass war going on and you're supposed to stop it? How's that work?
It's a good question.
I gave up my humanity to guide my familia through the ages. If I could not do that, what was the point of becoming undead?
I gave up my humanity to guide my family through the ages. If I could do that, what was the point of becoming undead?
The Senora has put a lot of pressure on herself and dire consequences for failure. Would you not say, Samuel?
Okay.
I gave up my humanity.
The Senora has put a lot of
I gave up.
Senor, being a vampire gives us a lot of powers, but it doesn't give us the power to control a single human being, let alone a whole dynasty of them.
Okay.
When the heck have we ever listened to our betters? I ain't no historian, but I know enough to know people are liable to making the same mistakes over and over again. Humans have got that whole pesky free will thing that makes them do dumb things.
Possibly.
Perhaps you are correct. Stupidity is inevitable. I understand what you are trying to do, Mr. Walls.
Do you?
What am I trying to do, Senora?
You are trying to tell me that I have been living a lie for more than 400 years.
See.
I ain't doing anything like that, Senora.
Do not fret, peasant. We are in agreement. I have been living a lie. We all have.
Okay. Because we're in the
As
Matrix?
I told you last time, I know my own foolishness. But time has not made my mortal concerns fade.
Okay.
In my mind, I know that virtue, love, chastity, wisdom, honor, these kinds of words were created by men to make us supplicant.
Okay.
But, fool that I am, I still love the idea of virtue. I have loved it ever since I was a child.
Okay.
The Senora seems to rely on insults when people do not meet her standards, including her...
But, fool that I am,
It ain't foolish to have ideals, Senora. Wanting to better ourselves is maybe the thing that makes us human.
Okay.
perhaps, but whose better do we strive toward? That I follow the better of old perverts is what makes me foolish.
Possibly.
Senora, people have been following the ideals of old perverts for thousands of years. Why are you a fool?
Do not mistake, Mr. Walls. We are all fools.
Are we?
Oh, well, that's better then.
Yeah, it's not certainly not worse, I guess.
Mind your tone. I will tolerate a fool, but not an impertinent one.
Okay.
As I was saying, my folly was to fall in love with these ideals as a child.
Okay.
I used to love all the tales of Roman mythology. I saw myself in all the goddesses.
Okay.
I saw my strength and chastity in Diana. In Minerva, my wisdom. In Venus, I saw my timeless beauty and romantic nature.
Okay.
Romantic nature.
Apparently.
Romantic nature? What a wretched parrot I hear. Do not look at me so. Yes, I was a romantic. Until reality came crashing down upon me. Look at this painting I had commissioned.
Okay.
What am I looking at? I don't know much about art.
You're looking at a naked woman standing with a Roman soldier while people are dancing, and there's a naked guy in a cave.
The figures standing upon the arch are Venus and Mars. Mars is portrayed by my idiot husband, Frankie. Beside him, I stand as Venus.
Okay.
Oh, I'm not sure where I'm supposed to be looking.
You may appreciate my beauty, peasant, but do not let your eyes linger upon my once supple body over long. This is art, not pornography.
Mm-hmm.
But look closer and you'll see that even this art is a lie. This is the dream of a foolish girl. To
Okay.
be enjoined in pure romantic love with a handsome warrior. I believed so hard, Mr. Walls, that I thought I could make it true.
Okay.
But this handsome man is not Frankie.
That's not your husband?
This is Frankie. He is not Mars, but Vulcan.
Okay.
Well, he's got some abs. I'll give him that.
Yes, I did not shy from truth. See how love's aim goes amiss and strikes his gangrenous penis rather than his heart. See the grapes behind him, for the drunkard is never far from his true love. See how he flails helplessly, as if begging a true warrior to put a sword in his belly.
I'm sensing we
Well-
got some work to do around your husband.
Sounds like it.
Never gave you that impression. The man was created solely to crush my view of the world and my place in it. Naturally, I might have some issues around him.
Senora, whatever problems your husband had, they were problems he had before he even heard of you.
Yeah.
Anyone he could have married would have had the exact same problems with him. Ain't nothing to do with you.
I think you did fine, Isabella.
Yes, you are indeed correct. One cannot blame a boar for being a boar, even if you dress him up as a man.
See.
Would have been better for all if he had married a sow.
At least everyone's expectations will be lined up, huh?
Quite so, Mr. Walls. I now believe that Frankie was the truest man I ever met. That is what broke my heart.
Okay.
I maintained the illusion that he was my Mars because that is what I needed. I was not ready to face the truth.
Okay.
But I knew. Even as a 15-year-old girl, I knew. But I could not accept that I was married to the legendary penetrator of Mantua.
Okay.
Is it any wonder that I prefer the lie of Virtu? Is it any wonder that I still prefer to believe it? Problem is men. You are all weak animals who would give up your dignity for an evening in the company of Lucrezia Borgia.
I don't even know who that is.
Hold your horses there, Senora. I don't even know who the heck Lucretia Borgia is.
I agree, Sam.
She is the inventor of twerking. All men flock to her, as I'm sure you would.
But I still don't know who it is.
She was blonde, but she looked like a redhead to me. You know what they say about redheads. Kissed by Lucifer.
Okay.
Dang, Senora. Your overgeneralizations are building up and making you see whole groups of folks as awful. Now, I know you got your reasons for feeling the way that you do. Real personal ones. But recognize where your experience is making you narrow your thinking. I mean, Senora, I'll be straight with you, as you're a tough lady.
Okay.
Here's where I think it's coming from.
Okay. You're comparing people to gods, you're just being a real grouch.
You're comparing people to gods, including yourself, and everyone's failing that test.
Truth.
Frankie weren't never gonna be Mars. You weren't never gonna be Venus. You weren't born out of no shell.
And you will never be anything but a peasant.
It's true, but I don't aspire to be more than I am. Just a good therapist.
Heck, Senora, I'll be as surprised as anyone if I get invited to a high society dinner. I can tell I'm hitting a sore spot, but maybe that means that's what we've got to focus on.
Maybe.
I do not like you, Sam Walls. But you are correct. I betray my own purity of spirit with my anger.
Okay.
But I say, why should we not aim to be like the gods? Humanity is not worth preserving when we are such petty creatures.
Okay.
Senora, humanity is all we got. Even if we're immortal, every word we're speaking is a result of our humanity.
Okay.
Yeah, we make a lot of mistakes, and some of us sound like peasants. But all that messiness is worth something. That makes us who we are.
Okay.
Senora, I don't think you're a goddess. I think you're way more interesting and impressive, because you're real.
Okay.
Well, you have great wisdom for a peasant, Sam. And your kerchief is a fetching shade of red that matches your eyes.
She's trying to seduce us, gang. All our clients are hitting on us.
Well, thanks, Senora. Let's focus on you, though. What happens if you're not that perfect goddess?
I suppose I have always felt that if I could not live to my ideals, I would be left with nothing.
Okay.
Discarded like Frankie's mistresses and die of some sex disease.
That's unfortunate.
Oh, Mr. Walls, I know you speak the truth. I wielded great strength in an age where women were not respected. I alone feel the weight of my family's collapse, so I feel responsible for it. But I was the only person capable of preserving my family, Sam. That is what makes my failure so.
Senora, what if you weren't the only person capable of preserving your family? What if no one person was?
Yeah, what if everyone had worked together to preserve the family, right?
I don't know. I never considered such a thing.
Well, try to consider it now. What if you accepted that whatever was going to happen to your family was going to happen?
You sound like a Calvinist.
I don't know what a Calvinist is. A Calvinist. A Calvinist is a follower of John Calvin, a Protestant reformer in the 16th century. Calvinism is a branch of Protestantism that emphasizes predestination, the idea that God chooses who will be saved. Okay. And now we know.
Never mind with the labeling for now. How would you feel if you knew nobody could control what happened to the Gonzaga house?
I'd be sad.
I think I would feel relieved.
I'd feel sad. You know, I do not like having I do not like not having any control over my own destiny, you know?
Senora, whatever happened to your family, fault never belonged to you. You were the one who named yourself responsible. No one else did. Look at who you are. And I think you can be damned impressed at who that lady is.
Damn you.
What did I do?
Too late, Senora. Look, let's wrap up tonight, huh? I think you did great. You probably got some stuff to think about.
I think we all have some stuff to think about after playing this game.
Yes. Thank you, Sam. I will see you in a month.
Of course, Senora. I'm looking forward to it.
At least she wants to see us again. Unlike some of our patients.
Samuel, it appears you have an admirer.
I mean, to be fair, Lord Ludrius wants to, bang anything with legs, so... You know, that table, Andy, me, the people downstairs.
Oh, shucks.
I think Isabella d'Este has liked fewer than 5 people in her hundreds of years of existence, and you are one of them.
I mean, don't take that as a win, I guess.
Remember, though, that romantic entanglements between a therapist and client are absolutely forbidden, in case you are tempted.
I am not.
Come on now, Andy. I ain't gonna do anything like that.
Of course, should the mind wander into fantasy, that is entirely acceptable.
Okay, Andy.
Oh, you're just messing with me now.
I could not help it. It's rather cute. The First Lady of the Renaissance and humble cowboy Samuel Walls. Quite a picture, isn't it?
It's certainly something, Andy.
Okay, that's it. I'm getting a drink.
I'm sorry, Samuel. Please, drink. Ask Crimson for the Royal Virgin. It's my very best. I think you deserve it.
Yeah, whatever. You have a good night, Andy.
We don't sound very enthusiastic. Okay.
And I thought I had family problems.
Me too. Okay, Isabella. We really got into the Signora's family issues today, and there's a lot of them. She's hopping mad that they didn't meet her standards. Isabella died so she could control her family. It didn't work. Her husband and son were both major disappointments to her, especially her son. She really hates the Spanish. She might be a little obsessed with her late husband's failings as a man. The Signora is still holding a lot of anger. I think this is just the tip of the iceberg, though. Next time I'll see if I can't push a little more. Okay, and then we got Keen. Afraid of getting back to acting. Self-centered. Believes he determines what acting must be. Diminishes the thoughts and opinions of others. Gaslighter. Sees the world through theater. Got it.
I'll need me a Crimson special after that one.
All right. Drink time.
Howdy, Crimson. Think you could fashion me up one of them blood cocktails?
I reckon so. Got a lot on your mind tonight, cowboy.
Maybe.
Yeah, just thinking about family stuff. I got this client who's got some real tough family issues to go through, and it got me thinking about my own. Or my lack of family, at least.
Okay.
You got any family left?
Do we?
I've got a great granddaughter kicking around apparently, but she's got no connection to this old cowpoke.
I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 generations removed. Yeah, there'd be
Not sure what she'd say.
not a lot there.
Just like a cowboy introduced himself as her vampire relative from the 1800s.
We could find out, Sam. There could be a sequel to this game.
I see your point. Sounds like you don't have many family problems then.
I reckon so. Family means a lot to my client, though. I hope my perspective's still useful.
Me too,
How
Sam.
do you think she's handling her therapy so far?
I think she's taking pretty well so far as things go.
She spent a long time judging herself by her family's achievements, but I think she's starting to recognize the fruitlessness in that.
Seems like you don't need her family to be able to give her some hope.
I mean, her family's all gone, so.
I suppose not. Rich family problems were never going to be my specialty anyway. You got family back home, Crimson?
Yeah, I've got some family. We don't talk too much. I went a little wild after I got my diagnosis.
As people do.
They're not too fond of my lifestyle choices, but hey, at least I'm alive. And I get to hear them gossiping about how I don't age.
I mean, they also got questions about the cancer too, right, Crimson?
Well, you chose a good age to stop getting older. I often wish I weren't such a dusty old corpse, but death comes when it comes.
It's true.
Sometimes he's still waiting for me to give him an opening.
Death always is. Pardon me for asking, but is there a reason you're choosing not to be a vampire?
It's a good question, but you know, going out in the daylight is pretty cool.
There is, but I'm not talking about it tonight. A little mystery makes life a bit spicier, don't you think, cowboy?
Possibly.
I wasn't trying to pry or nothing.
Bullshit. I know you're curious. Here, consolation prize.
Blood in a goblet.
What is it?
Black Widow. Black stuff's just food coloring. Figured you were in the mood for a scary lady tonight.
Lol.
Thank you kindly, ma'am. Think I'll take this to my coffee for a quiet night.
We're always in the mood for a scary lady when we visit you, Crimson.
And don't spill in Andy's coffin. He'll act like he's not mad, but you know he's mad.
Why should I be upset? What has happened has happened.
True.
Not bad, cowboy. Get the hell out of here.
Bye.
Okay, I'm going. See you later, Crimson. There we are. Gotta get me one of these fancy coffins for back home. Now, let's see. What am I in the mood for?
It's a good question.
I think I'm either gonna find a passage from Little Women that suits me, or I'm gonna watch Shemp get smacked in the head with a hot iron. Or I'm going to bed.
I mean, those are the options, Sam.
Well, that's enough fun for one day. Good night, son. See you in hell.
Good night, son. See you in hell.
Samuel, greetings. I believe you are seeing our actor friend tonight, are you not?
Yes, Mr. Edward Keane.
Yeah, I guess so. Still ain't sure I'm the right therapist for that fella.
There may not be a right therapist for him, but let us be positive. He has put himself in your care, and that is a tremendous step.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm thinking it's gonna be an uphill battle, though.
I mean, we'll do our best, Sam.
At least his cord distortion is clear, don't you think? You know what it is, I am sure.
It's personalization.
Personalization, right?
Of course, a distortion common to many with narcissistic tendencies.
Okay.
Yep, it's the Edmund Keane show, all day, every day.
I recognize your disdain, but pause a moment. It must be difficult for Edmund to make everything all about him all the time, don't you think?
He doesn't have to make everything about him, though.
He doesn't know that. Keep digging, Samuel. You will find his truth. Choose your distortions well.
Okay. Labeling. Control fallacy. Should statements. And disqualifying the positive.
I think I'm all holstered up now.
Maybe.
Very good, Samuel. I wish you patience and compassion. Good luck.
See you later, Andy. All right, now what did Andy teach me? Breathe. I think I'm ready. Right on time. I think I hear him coming.
I like how they all arrive as bats.
How you been feeling these past few weeks?
Empty, my dear boy. Empty. I am but a vessel made for a single purpose. But alas, and alack, that purpose is in supply most rare.
Okay.
You mean acting, right?
Aye, that's the rub. Acting, my dear boy. Acting. My thespian blood goes rancid with stagnation, and the only cure seems to me irreprehensible now.
Okay.
I do not wish to face these mortal directors, for they dare to tell me my art.
Okay.
Ain't that what directors are supposed to do?
Oh, my dear boy. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and others have greatness thrust upon them.
Okay.
No director can thrust greatness upon the already great. In mine own case, mine greatness hath already been achieved.
Okay.
Well, maybe you can help me understand a little better. You said that greatness was thrust upon you, right? How did that happen?
Ah, you are curious to hear what circumstances created this actor well, recounting such a history will please me indeed.
Okay.
I first rattled the foundations of the stage as a mere babe. Indeed, too young for memory, and yet old enough to command attention.
Okay.
Clad only in swaddling cloth at the age of 4, I was Cupid himself. But my arrows seemingly went astray, for the entirety of the audience fell in love with me.
Okay.
It is the stuff of legend. For tender as my mind was, I could not bear witness to my own greatness. I must prove that I was indeed born great.
Okay, Edmund.
But you said greatness was thrust upon you.
Correct.
It was a matter of necessity. You may not guess it from my gentle speech, but I am no lordling.
Okay.
Selfishly, and surely to spite me, my father shuffled off his mortal coil when I was but a babe in arms, ere I ever graced the stage. It left my mother and myself in dire straits.
Okay.
Hold on a sec. You said your old man died selfishly. Well, what do you mean?
Well, what kind of a father drinks himself to death when he has a beautiful baby son at home?
Okay. That is a valid point.
I at least waited until my son was older before I did the same.
Eddie, come on. Listen to yourself. I'm sure you didn't die to spite your son, just as your pa didn't die to spite you.
I would hope so.
I ain't gonna deny his choices hurt you. but they weren't all about you.
Forgive me then. 'Tis ever the fate of an actor to feel every emotion more deeply. The situation my mother and I were left in was most precarious.
Okay.
We were the lowest of the low, you see. We lived in the rookeries and begged for our bread.
Okay.
But he that hath wit must make content with his fortune's fit. And oh, did we beg. She was my Queen Gertrude, and I her filthy little Hamlet. Did I mention I played Hamlet at age 14?
You did not.
No, I hadn't heard that.
Well, anyway, my mother was a competent actress, but it was my wit alone that saved us from destitution.
Okay. Labeling? No. I mean, I'm sure your mother did some things.
A lot for you. I'm sure the people loved you, but could you have done it alone?
I suppose my dramaturgical purpose would have been lost without a scene partner, but it was I whom the throngs came to see.
Okay.
I ain't saying that ain't the case, but you might be disqualifying your mother's contribution to your greatness, right?
I don't see how that is relevant, but I suppose so. Let me continue unabated, sir.
Okay, Edmund.
Forsooth, I was so prodigious that, at the age of 7, I garnered the attention of one Reginald Flopbot of the Worthington Flopbots.
Reginald Flopbot of the Worthington Flopbots. Whom?
'Twas he who paid to get me off the streets and into the dormitories. He said, "Edmund, my cherub, the streets are not for you. One day you will be the greatest of actors."
Okay.
Hey, how about that? You went and proved him right.
Piffle. Master Flopbot never gave a fig about my potential. I was a prop to him, a symbol of his generosity and high breeding.
Okay.
Every month, he would stage an elaborate party with all the well-to-do society of London. The dandy fop would stand upon a dais and announce himself as the savior of the city's poor.
Okay.
That was my cue. I would be lowered down from the rooftop, wearing naught but swaddling clothes and a set of opulent wings.
Okay, so you were Cupid.
Gentry's delight was my dungeon. But I would flit among them, reprising my breakout role as Cupid by shooting little arrows of love at them.
Okay.
At the age of 7, it was most disquieting.
Yeah, at the age of 7, like, you're a bit big for that.
11, on the cusp of manhood, the shame was too much to bear.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, Eddie, that sounds awful. That flop there had no right to do that to you.
No, indeed. I remember my last performance quite vividly. The titters and leering glances from the guests linger ever in the back of my mind. And fool that I was, I played my part still. I should have plunged 10 arrows into that fool Flopbot's chest instead of shaming myself.
Okay, should.
Hold on a sec there. You saying you should have stood up for yourself. Where the heck does that come from?
Mm-hmm.
You were 11 years old. How the heck were you supposed to know any better?
I knew enough to know that being paraded around in swaddling clothes was a farce, and yet I played along. So yes, I should have done something about it.
Okay.
And then what would have happened?
I don't know, but I would have been spared the indignity that I participated in.
You didn't have those answers then, and ain't nobody would expect you to. That's kind of how exploitation works, Eddie.
Indeed,
Okay.
the word exploit was not even in the standard lexicon at that point. Had I known. Regardless,
Regardless.
I swore that night to never be a puppet again. I stole away and gave myself to the mercy of Poseidon. The bargain was struck, and he swallowed up my hated swaddling clothes and wings.
Okay, so you ran away and jumped in the ocean?
In desperation, I signed on with a mercantile shipping agency. I thought perhaps that my body would bend more than my soul.
Okay.
But oh, did I toil! Life upon the sea is most cruel. Biting winds did carve my visage. Low words hardened my heart. And
Okay.
weight left me bent. By the time I had fulfilled my bargain with the Lord of the Sea, I had become an older man, my efforts etched into every crease on my face.
Okay.
Dang, sounds intense. How long were you at this job?
A week.
An age, a life. 6 months, each one a hungry leech torn from my bleeding body.
Okay.
I am convinced this gauntlet is prepared for me alone. Ordinarily, history has one so blessed by grace been subjected to such toil.
No, I think the sea is pretty rough, no matter who you are.
Eddie, I gotta stop you there. It's gonna be a lot easier to accept your truth when you realize you ain't alone in your suffering. Hell, there ain't nothing more human than suffering. And historically, kids ain't had it so good.
Truth.
None suffered as I suffered. A boy such as I was not meant for such misery.
Okay.
Compadre, I had my first kill and no home at 12 years old. My brother had a stutter his whole life on account of the regular beatings my stepdaddy gave him. Maybe your suffering felt like the only suffering in the world, but it wasn't. And it'll hurt less when you realize you weren't alone.
Okay.
But keep telling me your story. I already know there ain't nobody like you in the world, so don't worry on that account.
Now then, at last, we close the circle as nature ever demands. I return to London and into the graces of my dear Uncle Moses and his comely mistress, Charlotte.
Okay.
'Twas she who filled my dramaturgical quiver with dire arrows, fletched by the bard himself. And
Okay.
when my deft fingers plucked the bow of humanity, at last I was free.
Freedom.
I cannot speak more plainly. The good woman taught me the works of Shakespeare, and armed with this knowledge, I conquered the stage and saved myself from toil.
Okay. I mean, the bard is Shakespeare. The arrows are allegedly knowledge.
Oh,
Fish.
Right.
And so you see, the die was cast from the moment I was born. The stage was made for me, and it was my skill upon it that saved me from the streets and saved me once again from a life at sea.
Okay. So, the die was cast from the moment I was born. The stage was made for me. It was upon my skill upon it that saved me from the streets and saved me again from a life at sea.
Eddie, my man, I got some good news and bad news for you. The truth of the matter is, fate doesn't give a stable full of horse shit about you.
An orange mandarin weighing 0.19 kilos for 168 gold. Levy now has 9,715 gold.
Ain't none of us are that special. The world ain't waiting for us to show up. It's just gonna keep turning.
Perhaps you are right, my dear boy. You are correct. My success was not because of the fates, but in spite of them. The fates said, Edmund, you are a child of the slums. But I shamed the immortal hags in my own manner.
Okay.
The stage roused my spirit. Thus I knew my destiny lay upon it.
Okay.
I can see why acting means so much to you, Eddie. I probably feel damn near the same about the things that got me out of my bad days.
Okay.
Thank you. Then you understand how my alienation from you does pain me so. And the cure is as deadly as the illness.
Okay.
These damnable critics! Not a single lifetime among them, and they deign to challenge my interpretation of the written word.
Okay.
They simply cannot relate to my singular experience. I will bear my soul upon that stage, and they will all sneer and malign it on their internet profiles.
Okay.
For someone that lives for adulation, Edmund has a dim view of his family.
They simply cannot relate to my singular...
Well, Eddie, the way I see it, you're not on stage doing vampire plays. You're portraying the whole human experience. If you want your audience to respect you, you gotta respect your audience. They might not have lived a long time, but they're still human.
They sure are.
Scarcely. Critics are but an afterthought of creation. But as I say, they are humans, and for certain they do bleed.
Humans bleed. Got it.
So keep that in mind and you might find your job easier.
We might.
I took a look at your Wikipedia entry last night, Eddie. Maybe you've had a few bad critics here and there, but history says you're a legend, and your work speaks for itself. Hell, you were around before film was ever a thing, and people still remember you.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, your words warm me, as an heir-sat son for the one we have forsaken. With thy help shall I gird my soul mayhap, and grace the stage once more.
Maybe.
Well, let's talk about that then. What's the biggest thing stopping you from getting back up on that stage right now?
That it all simply might not be worth it. Why should I bear my damned soul when the audience hath not the sight to see it?
Maybe I can ask you a question then. What if there were no audience?
No audience, huh?
No audience? Do you know what a stage is, sir? It is a platform where life in brief may be portrayed. It is a platform because it is separate from the audience.
Okay, but it also elevates us from the audience. So if there is no audience, we don't need to be elevated.
Without such, the stage ceases to be a stage.
Okay.
As in, if a tree falls in the woods and no one's around to hear it, does it make a sound?
Hmm.
Simply but elegantly put, my dear boy. Without the audience, the stage loses all meaning, like a monarch without a kingdom.
Okay.
Just a minute there, partner. You're saying that the stage is not the audience. I gotta ask you, where does the acting come from?
Exactly.
Ah, but from simple tongues, the purest of queries, narrow in breadth, but as deep as the sea.
Okay. We're doing good, Levy. How are you?
The source of acting is everything, my boy. The beating of every heart, the cry of every child, the fluttering of a butterfly's wings.
Okay.
The roots of acting are intertwined with those of life itself.
It's a bit late to be eating dinner. What you got? What you got for dinner today?
So does acting come from the audience or from everything?
My dear boy, you prove yet again, as the bard oft did, that 'tis the fool who sees the truth as it is. I bow to your simple wisdom.
Okay.
Thanks, I guess.
Yeah, same answer. Okay. Chicken and rice. Any vegetables?
Let's figure out how we
Any
can
bread?
relate to acting. Forget the audience. I know we can't see in mirrors and all, but what do you think of filming yourself?
Ads. Ugh. You know what? I think we're gonna stand for a bit. Goodbye, chair. I'll run the Stream Raiders battle. I need to get like a mat or something for under the desk for when I stand, you know? Yeah, I don't know. Like, if I was having chicken and rice, I'd want, like, carrots or something, you know? I just like eating carrots, though. Like, if I had to say, like, if there was a vegetable that I could just kind of casually eat, like, all the time, it would be carrots, you know? I don't know why, but, you know, carrots can be done so many ways, and I genuinely enjoy eating them. So, I suppose there's that. But yeah, there was my thought, hope, and dream on carrots, I suppose. That I enjoy eating them, and I think that they go well with basically everything. Take from that what you will. I don't know what I could possibly expect someone to take from it, but, you know. The information is there for those who wish to have it, that I like carrots. but beyond that, you know, how's your evening going beyond dinner? Welcome back from ads.
Brilliant notion. Yes, I shall become my own audience. I shall bring myself to rapture. Forsooth, if I cannot pleasure myself, whom can I pleasure?
Forsooth.
We're still talking about acting, right?
I assume so.
Oh, my dear boy, the pleasures of the flesh are secondary to one who knows character above all else. Indeed, we speak of the noble art.
Perfect.
I shall do as you suggest. If there is one on this lonely orb that can inspire an artist such as I, it is myself.
Okay.
I ain't sure I'd put it exactly that way, but I think you're touching on the thing we've been talking about. The motivation's got to come from you, amigo.
Mm-hmm.
We are of one mind, dear boy. Perhaps I left my muse in the mortal realm, but I shall find him once more. Not only for myself, but also for my public. Yea, the masses flock to my Wikipedia page as moths to a flame, in a silent plea for the return of the one true artisan of the stage.
Edmund sees his individual qualities as spurring others into action. Does he assume too much about himself?
Yea, the masses flock to my Wikipedia
Okay.
page as moths to a flame.
Edmund sees his individual qualities
Yeah, wouldn't that be a control fallacy?
Now hold your horses there, fella. You're reading a little too much into the whole Wikipedia thing. There's 1.5 million reasons why people might be looking you up.
Okay.
I mean, I hear tell the biggest Wikipedia page out there is the one for that coronavirus that got all them mortals all worked up. And I'm pretty sure they don't want that coming back.
Possibly.
And thus dost thou scuttle a burgeoning friendship with the cannons of enmity. Why must you challenge me so?
That's my job, compadre. Ain't we had some good breakthroughs today? We couldn't have gotten there if I'd been busy agreeing with everything you said.
And how's Critical Role this evening?
Oh, very well. But I still say you are most vexatious.
Am I?
I've been called worse. I think we got some homework for you, though, right? You're gonna film yourself and do some acting for its own sake.
Are we? So, do we turn Edmund into a movie star? Is that what I'm...
We'll check back in a few weeks. But Eddie, I think you're doing great. We made a lot of progress today.
I mean, at least he didn't threaten to murder me. Oh. No, that's an improvement over some of our clients.
Naturally. The human condition is my oeuvre. Nevertheless, you have been a competent guide. You have reminded me of what is most important in unlife. Me.
Is that how that works, Edmund?
I should like to give you a gift.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, come on. You don't need to do nothing like that.
He's gonna monologue for us.
Nonsense. It is meaningless to me, but it is beyond price for you. It is my headshot, signed with my autograph.
Pretty good headshot.
Oh, thanks, Eddie.
Cherish it always. If you help me to find my muse, then it is a gift even more precious. And I will find it ere we next meet. Of that, I promise you.
Okay.
Well, let's not put the pressure on, amigo. Just enjoy some acting. That's all I'm asking for. I'll see you in a few weeks then, okay?
Verily, so it shall be. Godspeed then, boy. Thou shalt witness me new anon. Farewell.
Thou shalt witness me new anon. That's words. I don't know if I could ever speak like that, even if I
I was
tried.
particularly impressed at the way you challenged Edmund on what acting means to him.
Yeah, he's a weird fella, but I think he's gonna do okay.
He sure might.
It can be hard for our kind to retain our intrinsic motivation. Something must keep him going. I do hope that he will find his.
Okay.
But you, Samuel, must rest. The work you have done in these past 2 months deserves to be celebrated. So do not linger here in this dusty room.
Okay.
Perhaps you can even be encouraged to dance.
No dance, only blood.
I think I'm gonna need a lot more therapy myself to get to that point.
Poor Sam.
Very well, Samuel. Then let us at least make sure you get well nourished.
Nourishment.
Find a friendly neck downstairs, my friend. You deserve it. And rest in peace.
Well, they say don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys, but maybe don't let them be actors either.
Truth. Okay. No, I was using that. Edmund. Edmund's tied his whole identity to the stage because the stage saved him for the streets when he was a kid. Obsessed with the audience, disqualifies the positive of any other actors. Definitely suffered abuse as a kid, still thinking the same as he did as a kid. That the stage is always going to offer salvation. I suggest Edmund try acting for his own sake. He forgot the fun while he's looking for safety. I hope it goes well. And then we got Maddie. Maddie is feeling overwhelmed by her followers on social media and their demands. She relies on them for food and help dealing with mortals. Talks about mortals after they're all the same. Spends a lot of time online. Creates strong one-way attachments with her followers. Needs to get outside. Bad at boundaries. I think next time I should figure out why she's got such simple view of mortals. Maybe she'd be better off if she didn't see them as ants.
Well, time to dish with Crimson a little. I gotta talk to some more folks though. Andy's mainly my teacher, so I'm starting to feel like Crimson's my only friend.
I mean, we've got Reinhardt and Bestie, who still haven't helped us with the laser printer. Hey, only friend.
Excuse me?
What? Oh, yeah, Crimson. Hey, Crimson.
Whoopsie.
Are you blushing, vampire?
Maybe. But that's because we think you're cute, Crimson.
No, that ain't possible.
It's all right. It's nice to hear from a vampire who's younger than Jesus.
Oh, yep, because it's 20 something AD, so yep, Andy would be around before Jesus.
Now, let's hear how this week went before you go out there and find friend number 2.
I gotta make a new friend?
All right, real quick, this client of mine, he had a real bad time as a kid. Well, worse than I did, it sounds like. But he found fame early, and now he's talking about fate and how he's destined for greatness again.
Okay.
Met plenty of destined for greatness folk in D.C. I lost patience for it. How do you think you handled him?
Poorly.
I hear tale.
Well, I'm glad poorly was an option.
Maybe he ain't treatable at all. He seems to want me to tell him how great he is. But why is he wasting my time asking me to tell him how great he is?
Okay.
Why did he say he came to you in the first place?
Came to Andy, and Andy just decided I was ready to be a therapist.
Said he was afraid. Didn't want to face his critics because it hurt.
Afraid? Hurt? He gave you the answers already.
I suppose.
Huh. Yeah, I'll have to think about that. Thanks, Crimson.
Thanks, Crimson.
Now, go talk to a mortal, cowboy. Giddy up.
Giddy up.
Here we go. Right to the edge of the dance floor, but not on it. Don't want anyone getting any funny ideas.
Sam danced.
Once more alone, I see.
Yep, that's still a lot of eyeballs.
You scared the shit out of me.
But you can't shit. You're a vampire.
He makes a valid point, but apparently I can still use my lungs, so what do I know about how vampire biology works?
Know that I see much, vampire, and that I like what I see.
Okay.
Oh, it's her again. Well, I was hoping to find a mortal friend, or at least a willing Nick.
Okay.
Now, what do mortals of this time talk about?
Be awkward about the weather. Be awkward about everyday annoyances. Be awkward about music. Perfect. So we just get to be awkward, just like me in real life. Love it.
Daylight savings time, huh? Whose idea was that, Van Helsing, am I right?
Yes, I too complain about daylight savings time and how it makes no sense.
I like daylight savings. I can see things more clearly in the daylight.
Well.
But I can also see how this policy is inconsiderate to vampires. I'm sorry, vampire. I see how this could be an inconvenience.
It is an inconvenience.
You see a lot, don't you?
I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Call it 13, assuming there's another earring. 15 eyeballs minimum, you know?
Why don't you tell me what you see?
I see 15 eyeballs.
I see an interesting mortal. Someone observant. Someone who isn't afraid to have their own style.
Mm-hmm.
That is what you observe. It is not what you see.
Okay.
Well, fine. You tell me what I see.
You tell me what I see. That's not how this works, Sam.
You see the long vein across my throat. It looks very juicy, doesn't it?
And then she's gonna be like, I don't consent to being dead.
Well, now that you mention it, it does.
Then consent is given. Do not hesitate, vampire.
Oh, consent is given.
Shucks, that was something else. You got good circulation there.
I see. And what do I taste like?
Okay. That's certainly a question.
Kind of earthy. You could use some iron. What do you eat most often?
She's vegetarian.
I eat a lot of carrots. They're supposed to be good for one's eyesight, and I like to see.
Well, I too like carrots. So what's up, bestie?
I see now that you are tired and wish to enter your state of torpor.
I am tired. I do
Well,
enter state of torpor.
I'll
I am a vampire.
see myself out then.
Sam, shut up.
That's offensive. I'm going to leave now.
Bye.
Shoot, was it something I said? Well, at least I got a full belly. And now, time for some shut-eye.
Good evening, Samuel. I believe you are seeing the Ancient One tonight, aren't you?
I am.
Ancient One. She's 1,200 years younger than you, Andy.
I suppose I was engaging in a bit of labeling myself. You are, of course, correct. Still, her age presents a unique challenge.
It sure might.
After one lives for 1,000 years, history seems less a line than a fixed point. Speaking of which, I imagine you can guess what distortion an old one such as Medi might fixate upon.
It's Nosferatu thinking. Medi's seen so much history that mortals can only be one way or another for her.
You are not incorrect. She does indeed paint the world with a very old, broad brush. But her true distortion is more specific.
Okay.
It's gotta be overgeneralization. She really is basing all her opinions on her experiences when she was alive.
Very good, Samuel. I heard tales of her island in my time, but they were never peaceful tales. I am not surprised she finds safety in her narrative.
Okay.
What other distortions do you think Medi might exhibit?
Good statements. Personalization. Going positive.
Good to go, boss.
Then I will leave you to it. Good luck, my friend.
All right.
Hello
See if we can get
again,
this.
strange cowboy man.
Hi, Maddie.
It's good to see you again, Mitty. How's the past month been for you?
I went for a walk, just like you suggested. Didn't like it very much.
Oh no!
Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that. What was so unpleasant about it?
You went out in the daylight.
It's very loud outside, and dirty, and smelly. Everywhere I walked, it smelled like mortal food, which is disgusting.
Okay.
They knew how good it felt to drink blood. Maybe they would not eat so much of this pizza food.
But I like pizza.
There's so many cars, too. I don't like cars. They have hateful faces. They look so angry all the time.
Cars look angry. Like, I've always considered, like, their front bumper and headlights to be, like, eyes and a face, and then, like, the side mirrors to be, like, kind of like ears when you look at a car, but I've never considered them to look angry.
Stepped in a wee, killed 7 men, and got splashed by a bus. It's really quite awful.
I'm sorry, you killed 7 men?
You killed 7 men? How the heck did that happen?
I too would like to know about this.
Oh, that was inconvenient, you know. Normally I have my zealots do that kind of thing for me. They take care of the bodies.
Uh-huh.
But I had to do all that silly work myself, and now there are always police sirens going off, which interrupts my streams and makes my followers very sad.
Uh-huh.
Why did that all happen?
Yes, why did we have to kill 7 people? I am curious.
Because they found the bodies everywhere, silly. I don't know what to do with my rubbish.
Okay.
I meant why the killing? You didn't happen to make a few assumptions based on past experiences? Why kill a bunch of men?
That's separate.
Well, they looked at me. I know what mortals who look at me are like. If I let them live, they'd probably try to burn me as a witch. I could do nothing but kill them.
Hey Carly, how'd your streamer bot programming go? You get everything done? Everything working, and you're happy, healthy, and wise, and all that? They looked at me. I know what mortals who look at me are like. If I have overgeneralization.
Hold on a sec. You know what mortals who look at you are like. How do you know? Are you reading their minds?
I don't have to read their minds, sweetling. I have known manlings for a very long time.
Yeah, but not every manling's the same.
I get what you're saying. But here in this room, at least, we gotta be honest with ourselves. Do you really know what they were thinking?
We can pretend we knew what they're thinking.
Silly mouseling. I do not need to know what a wolf is thinking to know what a wolf is.
Does that mean every wolf you see is gonna try to eat you?
Possibly.
We don't have wolves anymore. They're all gone now.
Wait, what? I got awesome.
So maybe you can see where that kind of thinking can be a problem. It was scared people who killed all them wolves, right?
Uh-huh.
Now I know that thinking doesn't come from nowhere. Old as you are, I'm sure you've seen some real awful stuff.
I have seen some real awful stuff, and I am not as old as her, so it's valid.
That's right. Haven't killed you, though. You are kind, little mouse.
Well, at least she's not asking me to dress up as a mouse anymore, so that's an improvement, right?
Well, let's lay off the mouse stuff a little.
I'm sorry. Don't wish for you to scurry away into a little hole. Do you want to hear why I feel the way I do?
Kind of.
I would appreciate it greatly, miss.
Let me tell you about men from my time, then. Let's start with me, Da.
Okay.
My father sold me and my mother to a chief of a rival clan for a golden necklace.
Okay.
That is just horrifying.
Oh, don't fuss, sweetling. It was the most beautiful golden necklace. At least 2 girls' worth. My father got quite a deal, really.
Okay.
You're using humor, but I'm sure that must have been heartbreaking for you.
Thanks for paying your taxes, Moon. Good, got most of it done. Trying to figure out a few extensions I put on streamer what not communicating properly. That out. I'm sure you'll figure it out though. But you know, once you get them communicating, they'll be able to do the things that you need them, right? So that's good. Streamer bot. A lot of options, you know, so that's the trade-off of you have a lot of control over what it is going to do or not going to do, but it is a bit more complex than the other one from what I've heard. You know, I'm not an expert, but that is the understanding I've been given by people that use multiple programs.
It was common at the time. I suppose I should have been glad to be the possession of an old chief.
Good.
Whose should is that, matey?
Why, everyone thought that. They were ever so surprised when I ran away. Did wish I could feel the way they felt, but I simply could not.
I think most of us vampires had it rough as kids, Maybe most kids have it rough. I don't know.
We may or may not have had it rough.
But the one thing I do know is that kids don't come with the same shoulds their parents have got.
Okay.
I think we're learning all them shoulds ended up being a load of horse shit anyway.
Generally, yeah.
I knew girls who did as they were told. They would have been thrilled to have been the concubine of a powerful chief.
Okay.
But, oh, he was so old. Cormac O'Neill, the oldest man I had ever seen. I remember thinking, where is his face? Because I could not see it under all his disgusting wrinkles.
Ooh, how old was the guy?
How old was he?
38.
Well, I'm old, guys. I'm out. Levy, you're in charge. Alright, I'm back. I don't even know if Levy's here right now.
That was pretty old in your time, huh? Wish I died at 38. Could have been a better looking corpse.
Well, he left an awful looking corpse. His face was all...
Oh, Levy's here. I could have left Levy in charge.
I'm guessing you had something to do with that, huh?
Likely.
Not me. My boyfriend, Abertah. He told me he'd set me free. Suppose he did.
I mean, that is definitely a way to be freed from being sold to be the concubine of someone. I can't dispute that logic, you know? If you're sold to someone and they don't exist, like,
He created a delightful poison for me. He said it would make my dear master die in excruciating pain.
Okay.
So, one night I lay with him, and that means I did sex, and when he was pleased, I fed him the poison mead. Abby did what I couldn't, and the old fool finally died.
Okay.
You're saying your boyfriend killed your husband, but it sounds to me like you did the real work.
That's correct. Like, I just gotta find the poison somewhere, and then I still gotta administer it somehow.
He mixed up some herbs, sure, but you were the one that had to sleep with the old man and get the poison in him.
Truth.
Abby made sure I knew it was because of him that I was free. He said it could never have happened without him.
Yes, but that's because he's trying to control you, Maddie.
He didn't have to be brave to mix up a potion. I think the bravery was all you, Mitty. Don't disqualify the idea that the person who set you free was you.
Exactly, you know? And, like, by trying to say that she couldn't have done it without him, he's trying to create some kind of obligation there, you know?
You know, I think you're absolutely right, strange cowboy man. I did do all the work.
You sure did, Maddie.
But Abby never let me forget that he was the one who freed me. He wanted me to worship him.
Exactly.
A fella who demands to be worshipped is always going to be a dangerous man.
Mm-hmm.
Dangerous men have always been drawn to me. Must be something about the way I am.
Medi is assuming that she has a unique problem, but unfortunately...
Dangerous men have always...
Medi is assuming that she has a unique problem.
Dangerous...
Now don't go blaming yourself for bad men being bad. I'm sure you'd rather be left alone.
Well, that's what I thought, but it seems I am a temptress. That's what the churchmen say.
Well, don't listen to church, man. No one listens to me.
You don't want to prove them nasty fellers right, do you?
Nope.
You are so kind. Oh, I wish to put you in my pocket and feed you breadcrumbs.
We've been over this, Maddie. I'm not a mouse.
Look, you deserve to be yourself. If people are giving you the wrong kind of attention, that ain't your fault. It's theirs.
Truth.
Heck, I think they should be in the chair you're sitting in right now.
Probably try to sniff it. Repellent little blood bags.
Gross.
No kink shaming, of course.
So what happened after you killed Cormac?
The Neil clan came after me and Abby.
Okay.
They found him, took their swords and went, stab, stab, stabby, stabby, stab, stab, stab. But Abby just laughed. That's how I found out he was undead already. Gave me the willies.
Okay, so he was a vampire.
When they couldn't kill Abby, they decided to kill me instead. And that made him very upset indeed, because I belonged to him.
Oh, so let's clarify. The other vampire here gave her the poison to kill the chief, and then claimed her as his possession. What's going on here? You know, there's a lot of moving parts here, and I think Medi is the least of our issues currently.
That must have been terrifying.
I suppose. Mostly hurt. Lots and lots. Getting stabbed isn't much fun when you're immortal.
I can't imagine it is.
I ain't too fond of it as a vampire neither.
Abby fed me his blood, though, and then I became like him. When I woke up, the Neil clan who tried to kill us were all properly dead.
Okay.
Well, almost dead. They still had a lot of blood left, and I was hungry.
Okay.
The Neil clan was ever so cross, though. They captured Abby and sealed him in a tomb with some forgotten spells. He's still there, as far as I know.
What happened to you?
Abby, you gave this little vampire poison to kill a clan chieftain. Then when the clan tried to get their revenge, you were already a vampire, and then you turned her into a vampire, and then they caught you and sealed you away in a tomb with magic. So I hope you're caught up with the story.
I didn't have a future with my tribe. I insulted both my clan and Cormac's clan by killing their chief. My only choice was to be alone. That's the wisest choice.
No, it isn't.
Well, let's focus on you, huh? You say you've been living alone ever since then?
Of course, my silly cowboy man. We aren't mortal anymore. We will always end up alone. Why waste my time?
By and large, most people ain't burning witches and selling their daughters. That sort of thing's frowned upon by mortals these days.
Frowned upon, but that implies that it doesn't happen.
There are laws out there to protect folks now. It ain't like in old times.
May I tell you a story, little mouse?
Little mouse? Yes, you may tell me a story, Eddie.
All right, tell me a story.
Once upon a time, there was a very pretty young lady. Pretty, but also crazy. Like me.
Moon caught a rare orange spotted spinefoot, weighing 0.09 kilos, worth 60 gold. Moon now has 3,412 gold.
I don't mean to interrupt your story so soon, but you didn't think I was going to let you get away with that one, did you? Don't call yourself crazy. You've been around way longer than I have. You gotta know that sanity is relative.
I know I'm crazy, though. Everyone tells me so, even my zealots. They like that I'm crazy.
You know, crazy ain't supposed to be a nice word. So why are you using it? Why are you creating a reality where what you are is crazy?
You are an annoying little mouse sometimes. Very well. I won't call myself crazy in front of you.
Don't call yourself crazy in front of anyone, Maddie.
It's a start.
May I continue my story now?
You may.
The pretty young lady Mary had moved in with her cousin, Mrs. Hultridge. At first they got along quite well.
Okay.
But one day, Mary started acting naughty. She would shout, act unladylike, and even say that Jesus Christ wasn't very special.
Okay.
Mrs. Hultridge liked Jesus Christ very much and wanted Mary to like him too. When she didn't, this embarrassed Mrs. Hultridge.
Hey.
She began to think something was wrong with Mary. After all, who didn't like Jesus Christ? Mrs. Hultridge said that Mary had begun to vomit up pins and buttons, nails, glass, and bits of wool.
Pins, button, nails, bits of glass, and wool. Ah.
Instead of being grateful for the free gifts Mary was vomiting up, Mrs. Hultridge said that she had been attacked by 8 witches in spectral form.
8 witches, huh?
Now, it just so happened that all 8 of those witches lived very close to the town where Mrs. Hultridge lived.
Okay.
Despite their magical prowess, the 8 witches were captured and put into the stocks, and all the people of the town were told that the women did not like Jesus Christ at all.
Okay.
So the Jesus Christ-liking people threw rotten vegetables and poo at the witches. And, just for fun, they gouged out the eye of one of them.
I'm going to guess that one of them was Meddy, and that's why she's got a pink eye.
Then they kicked the witches out of town and lived happily ever after. The end.
Well, that ain't a pleasant story.
Oh, it was very unpleasant. It hurts very much to have your eye taken away. But
Yep.
I like my new eye. It's fun. I was 1,500 summers old or so when that happened. The world hadn't changed much then. I don't think it's changed much now.
I'm sorry that happened to you, Meddy. You're right. Folk can be pretty awful when they get riled up. That ain't changed.
Right.
Oh, don't be sorry, little mouse. I like my new eye. Also, the story has a happy ending.
That's it.
Oh yeah? What's that?
After I had my eye taken away, I took Mrs. Hultridge's parts away too, one by one until she died. It was so much fun.
Shit. Is there anything that says I have to report a crime that my clients are admitting to the authorities? Does anyone know how that works if you're a vampire and a therapist? Also, once again, I don't think I'm actually licensed. I don't know if I should be taking patients.
That's a little morbid, Meddy.
Morbid Mary? Oh, I like that. That's very clever, little mouse. But you see why I'm careful now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get it. But look, there's one thing that's different now, and that's...
The UN exists. What we're doing now, liberal democracy has served everything.
It's what we're doing right now. In all that time up till now, therapy ain't never existed. We only just started looking at ourselves and the way we think. Before recent times, we only looked at gods, government, and society. The self is a new frontier, and we're learning stuff we never considered before. The frontier can be kind of scary, but being on that frontier means moving forward. Come with me.
Silly mouse. If something feels scary, that means that there must be something to be scared of.
I know you've been through a lot and you got damn good reasons for being careful. But there's a reason you came to me, right?
Yeah.
Yes, but it wasn't because I wanted to go outside. It's because of my fans. They're very demanding.
Okay.
Right. That's why we were talking about your going for walks and went down this rabbit hole.
Or, in your case, a mouse hole.
Oh, Meddy.
Anyway, therapy usually ain't about just one thing. It's about lots of things. If the problem is your fans, we gotta imagine unlife without them, right?
Okay.
Don't want to lose them all. Some of them are gentle. They're too weak to hurt anyone, which is why they don't.
You really think weak people would hurt others if they were stronger?
Little mouse, I've been alive for a long time. I believe what my eye shows me. Yes, if one is capable of hurting another, they do.
They can, but they don't always. You ever seen them capybara animals?
Capybara.
They're dang massive rodents and could do some damage if they wanted to, I reckon.
Capybara. Capybara. Ads in 2 minutes.
Oh, yes! Oh, they're very cute.
Yes.
People like to share animated pictures of them in my community.
Stitches get stitches.
Some folk are like that. They just want to sit around and have someone scratch their bellies.
Alright, Dino dance in chat if you want your belly scratched.
Is that what you want, little mouse? Do you want me to scratch your belly?
What? No, I'm just saying, don't assume everyone's out to hurt someone. Yeah, it happens. Of course it does. But that kind of thinking ain't giving folks their fair shot.
Don't know what I'll do if I don't have my followers. I can't live the way I used to before the machines took over.
Skynet.
Oh, they expect so much of me now. They send me messages all night and all day. They need content.
Okay.
God, if I don't give them their content, they'll all leave. Their attention spans are like those of little bugs, but they're not as cute.
Okay. Okay.
Maddie has millions of followers, yet she expects the same of all of them. This does not compute, as I hear the children.
God, if I don't give...
Okay, I think we need to talk about moderation.
Moderation.
Oh, I already have moderators, silly mouse. Any major content creator has to have them.
And that's why I'm not a major content creator. I don't need moderators.
I don't know what that stuff means. I'm talking about moderation in your thinking.
Okay.
What if you gave your fans only what you felt comfortable giving?
I mean, that is my advice for everyone, really. Like, do what's fun for you.
Doesn't matter what I want, silly mouse. They just want me to overreact to video games.
Okay. Ads. Everyone make sure you fill your water. Stretch. Walk around a little. Back. Welcome back, gang.
Mitty, you're thinking that mortals want only one type of content is forcing you to make only one type of content.
True. But, you know, and maybe this is just me problem. Goodbye, squirrel costume. My squirrel costume fell down. And you know, maybe this is just me, as always, just trying to be people pleaser. But, you know, isn't it worth asking people what kind of content they want instead of just trying to decide for them? Question mark?
Your assumptions are keeping you from doing things you like, and you deserve to do things you actually enjoy.
You're very kind. I thought cowboys were supposed to be tough.
I mean, I think that Sam is plenty tough. He faced down like Mr. Hyde.
Who says I ain't? I just don't have nothing to prove no more.
Truth.
Here, why don't we try something new for next time, since going out didn't go so well last time?
It did not go great at all.
I want to challenge you to take a day off. Don't answer any messages, don't post no content. Just do something for you and you alone. Take a sick day.
Take a sick day.
But we never get sick. We're dead people.
You also make a good point.
They don't know that, do they? One day. That's all I'm asking for. You need to give yourself a little space.
Very well. Since you've been a very kind mouse, I'll do it for you.
Hooray! And then she's gonna come back next week and be like, I lost 1 million followers.
I'd prefer it if you did it for you, but we'll work toward that, huh?
Oh, I wish I had a big piece of cheese to give to you right now.
I could go for a big piece of cheese.
A lactose intolerance is kind of a side effect of death, but I appreciate the sentiment. I'll see you in a month then, okay?
But like, once again, like, how much bodily function does that vampire have, you know? Like, if a vampire were to eat, like, you know, does the stomach acid still stomach acid at this point? Question mark?
Yes.
Great. I'll see you then.
See you in a month, Maddie.
Bye.
Bye.
You are doing well, my friend. I know we old ones can be rather inscrutable sometimes.
She's human. We all are, ain't we? The way I see it, we all got the same problems one way or another.
Uh-huh.
Your wisdom never fails to impress, Samuel. I believe it is time for you to follow your own advice to Miss Mitty, however. All work and no play makes for a dull vampire, as they say.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you're probably right. I might hit the hay early and do a bit of reading.
Yay!
If you must take out some aggression on hay, then please do so. I shall see you soon, my friend. Rest in peace.
Good night, Andy.
Hi, Andy.
Dang, I wonder how I'll feel about humanity when I'm 1800. Heck, I wonder whether there'll even be a planet.
Save. All right, we did say that we were going to do one rotation of the stories every week. So that is what we have allotted, but we will go back here, right? Nope, I was trying to use this. That's not what I wanted. Did I? Game? There we go. Cognitive distortions, right? So now we didn't read the little entries for the 3 new distortions that we got. And then we can read Sam's story at the back of the book too, right? And I think that's a nice way to end every stream, is we'll go back and go over what Andy teaches us, and then we'll go back and look through Sam's thoughts and hopes and dreams, right? Okay. Overgeneralization is when we take 1 or 2 experiences and assume future experiences will always be the same. Mortals overgeneralize when they think all vampires date high schoolers, based on that one vampire book they read. We know what we experience, but it's a distortion to think our experience would represent a pattern or the whole of something. Every time I play poker, I lose. I'll never win this game. Transylvanians sure are creepy. I knew a man who smoked a pack a day and died at age 96. I reckon tobacco's fine. Emotional reasoning. Emotional reasoning is when we act like our feelings represent reality. But no matter how unhappy we are, feelings alone don't define the world. I asked Andy, ain't everything emotional reasoning? He said no. Emotional reasoning specifically when we project our feelings onto the world. The world can feel like garbage when I feel like garbage, but that doesn't make it reality. I get the shivers walking into this ghost town, so it's gotta be haunted. I feel uncomfortable around them young vampires. They must be up to no good. This horse trader feels trustworthy, so he must be. Let's do the deal. Personalization. Often we assume things happen. That's why we get tempted by personalization. Wrongly linking external events to ourselves in cases where realistically there ain't no definite link. Sometimes people actually are out to get us, or we do. The Vampire County Club doesn't allow pet cowboy hats. They make that rule just to discriminate against. The cattle got spooked and ran off. They must have been scared of my face, not the thunderstorm. A vampire hunter found my lair. Something about me must have screamed, target me. And then we've got Meddy's new entry. But it might be narrowing her worldview. Real bad history. Was sold to a rival warlord and killed by a wizard. I guess wizards are real now? Abandoned by her clan after she killed her new husband and became a vampire. Was pillared as a witch in the 1700s and had her eye removed. She thinks it's pretty funny. Sounds disgusted by her followers. I'll try to encourage Betty to do more things she likes for her own sake and get outside more. And then we made it to Andy's. Alright. I don't remember where we got, so we'll actually just start at the beginning. March 14th, 2024. It's been about a week since I boarded the Monster of the Sea cruise ship, and I gotta say, I feel finer than frog hair. People here are eating and screwing like there's no tomorrow on account of the fact that we're in the middle of the ocean. I drank for more necks in the last week than I can count. And so the ship's open all night. I rode a water slide for the first time in my unlife. People were laughing at me for saying yeehaw, but what else do you say to an experience like that? Landed in Rotterdam the other day in Amsterdam and was now arranging transportation for my coffin. This is a vampire sightseeing. Apparently this place has been accepting of heathens like us for a long time. I went to a vampire coffee shop. They funnel in stoners from upstairs to a secret club and everyone has themselves a grand old time. I went to gave me the munchies for something fierce. I could go for some blood chips, like extra soda if you please. Boone, did that play? I didn't hear it play. Okay, so it's linked to a file. So why am I not hearing it? Oh, okay. I know why I'm not hearing it. Okay, so, that I use for other stuff when I'm not streaming. But I didn't want all the other stuff that's tied to that channel to come through my headphones because I was trying to hear like actual audio in something else. So I muted the channel on my mixer, but OBS still captures the channel, so that's why I didn't hear it. So that answers that question. You know, didn't know what was going on. I just work here and all that. You call anything I do work. Anyways, back to reading you guys Sam's story. Writing from Berlin today. Oh, April 9th, 2024. Writing from Berlin today. I had to let Leipzig tomorrow night. I figured I should check on things out here. I got a club here where people were up all night doing all kinds of kinky stuff. Pushed a quarter of a millennium in years, but these folk could give me some lessons, and did. There's some fine folk too. Apparently they've got a nice art scene here. There's even local funding for video game development. Ain't this some kind of world? I can't believe people are still playing Star Invaders and whatnot. I like it here. I don't even have to speak German. April 11th, 2024. Whew, what a day. I made it to Andy's club in Leipzig. Folks are real nice here. A couple of goths were real friendly. They've got a darn tootin' bartender and even a friendly greeter. Doesn't talk too much, but I can tell he's an introspective sort. Now Andy, there's one hell of a vampire. He's just got this presence. You can tell he's 3000. That is freaky as heck. But he makes you feel at home, butt naked. I don't know how else to describe it. Oh, and I went to a kink room. Yeah, Sam Wall's kink room. My big brother would have gotten a kick out of that one. I ain't gonna write about it here. I should get some sleep in this fancy coffin. Andy lent me anyway. April 12th, 2024. I learned some more therapy stuff today. Figure I've been doing a lot of this disqualify the positive thing. I feel like I've got to be humble after the shit I pulled back when I was a bastard. But maybe that's just a shame talking. Andy says I'm ready to start seeing clients, and now that I've got my head wrapped around this whole cognitive distortion thing, can't believe it's all happening so fast. Went for a nice walk exploring Leipzig. There's a musical here, and the kids are always performing stuff. I tried asking for Oh Susanna, but kids today don't appreciate good music. Dang kids. April 19th, 2024. Like me much. It sounds as though he doesn't like anybody much though. I can't be too disappointed. Poor fella, I ain't never seen anyone so high strung. Well, maybe Pacifier Jones, 80 years later, and the memory of him still makes me laugh. That kitty even hated John, Mir, and I think all his animals loved him. He would hiss even when eating her food. It was the darndest thing. I picked up that this Dr. Dre is a real should statement kind of fella, but I think I can help him out. If I can get him to take a nap, I think he'll be a lot less grumpy. April 26, 2024. Had a doozy of a client tonight by the name of Isabella Dieste. Holy hell, that is one strong lady. I was shaking my boots half the time talking to her. I read up on her on Wikipedia and was glad I hadn't done that before our session. I would have been even more scared. I'm surprised we could even have a conversation. She was the Pope Leo X's sister-in-law. How the heck do you even deal with a family like that? I've had a nice week otherwise. Been exploring the graveyards here in Leipzig. They're real fancy here. Guess it ain't no surprise this place has so many goths. May 3rd, 2024. Just finished up with a new client, and this guy was a lot. Fella nearly burned the saloon down with his gaslighting superpowers. He's an actor type, which I don't have a lot of experience with. I never really got into theater stuff, except for maybe vaudeville. Something about watching people tumble and smacking each other with blunt objects just speaks to the soul. Oh, so I pissed off Crimson last night, trying to do the whole therapy thing on her without her permission, and she was hopping mad. I gotta remind myself that just because I'm learning to become a therapist doesn't make me everyone's therapist. I've been driving the Mortal's baddie, but dang if it isn't affecting us vampires too. I got a new client that has half the world watching her play video. The movies. World sure is a strange place. And he says that's it for new clients, and I'm grateful for that. I've been feeling a little cooped up here in the city. I'm taking a weekend trip to the mountain. Oh, Nahar's gonna take the Autobahn. I'm past fear and death anyway. May 13th, 2024. I had a great weekend. I really need to get out in nature again. I saw a whole bunch of funny birds I never saw back home, and just enjoy staying out under the stars. When I did run into Mortals, they didn't speak a lot of English, but they could definitely do the accent. I guess I think all Americans sound like me. So I had to live on local wildlife blood. I drank from a boar. Not bad, but could have done without the bristles. Morning, Pier. I'm back in Leipzig now. Just learned 3 more cognitive distortions. I think I'm getting the hang of this thing. Wait. So, we have nothing about the second set of sessions. Interesting. Alright, and that's Sam's story. Okay, so what we are gonna do, because I was bad about it today. We're gonna do some shout outs for the friends that stopped by, the friends that came to hang out along the way. Back in your roost, yep. Every morning when you get up, gotta cut down those trees, right? Abby, Dragon. Harley came by. Here. And you know, the other streamers that we got around, you all know. Levy, Art, Aura, Moon. Not yet, as this account is new. I have to do some questing first. Alright, sorry, my mistake. Time to go, like, cut down all the starting trees and start, like, 1,000 fires so you can have the ashes to level up your magic. No, you bury bones to level up your religion skill. I played RuneScape once upon a time. I didn't get very far, but I played it a little. But yeah, we said that we were only gonna do one set of sessions in Vampire Therapist a week. Our next Vampire Therapist stream is next Tuesday. So, let's play a little bit of Balatro. Not too much. We'll only do a couple attempts. I could show to Artemis, but I don't actually know how to spell everything. This may or may not be correct. Artemis bot may or may not have been playing a game, because that may or not be a real account. Latro. Winding down with the most infuriating game. I did re-download Monster Train, which is what we used to do as our wind down games. We have options. I'm happy to do shoutouts, Abby. I don't always do them, and it's deliberately that I don't do them sometimes. And here's my rationale. And maybe I'm wrong, and we're not even capturing Balatro right now. So here's my rationale with it. I also turned the sound off when people were streaming earlier. Is I don't want to always be shouting out everyone that comes by, like all the friends. Just on the basis of it's a lot of people, right? And I don't want it to be an expectation that, you know, we're gonna do it every time. You know, if you guys have an event, you know, streamathon, charity event or something, happy to do extra shoutouts for those things. There's a space on the outro screen for it too, right? Where since it's on the screen, I'll remember to talk about it even if I didn't do it during the stream, right? But like, something that I'm working on for me is I feel obligated to do a lot of things. And, you know, by deliberately choosing not to do shoutouts sometimes, you know, I'm accepting that I'm not obligated to do it, right? So, if people are curious why I'm very inconsistent on doing shoutouts, it's because some days I choose not to. And it's just kind of a for me thing that we choose not to. And thank you for coming to me sharing my thoughts and hopes and dreams. A 4 would have been nice. That would have been a straight flush, but, you know, we take what we can get sometimes. We get $6, which means we enter the shop with 10. We're going to get a free holographic choker, which is plus 10. Plus 1 discard. I mean, it's not the best, but it is plus 10. $2 per discard. But we're using discards to fish for things, so we're not taking that. See, you're already on orange steak? Well, you're doing better than me then. I've been struggling. I struggled with purple forever. Flush. Hey, 4. Convert to heart. Yes. Should have bought that first. I made a boo-boo. If I bought that first, I would have been able to buy the cheaper booster pack. We'll do this. I normally skip them just on the basis of we don't get money for the blind. We do get money for remaining hands with a 14 times multiplier and the ability to create hearts. We do have good odds of getting a flush right off the bat, right? Hair. Sell for a double. I'm gonna take this since we do skip a lot of hands anyway. We take this. We take whatever this. We discard. We play the flush. And that gets us another $6, which puts us at 7. If we need $1, we could sell that. Constellation, 0.1 for every. Yes, we take Constellation. But that gives us value from Celestial packs, even if we don't want whatever it is. Straight flush, strong for playing flushes. We get 0.1 multiplier anyway. Must play 5 cards, that's fine. We open with a flush. 14 plus 1 for 0.1. We play our second flush. We get 5. We get $7 from this. So we do have to use our. We got to use this in our next 3, which is likely fine. We take the Arcana. If we have to sell this to avoid the second Arcana, we can. Wild, lucky, multiplier. Okay, we definitely don't want star because diamonds don't help us. So we sell this because we're gonna get that second Arcana pack there. We're gonna create 2 planets for 0.2 multiplier. So that's 1.3. So off of 14, 1.3 is 3.2 question mark. We take 2 lucky cards. We're currently not committing to hearts or fish. Okay, what are our blinds here? 2 spectrals or 2 polychromes. Okay, so we sell this. We sell this, we take this. That becomes 1.4. So we do the small. So 25 times multiplier for a flush, which is pretty good odds, you know. And even if we don't take both polychromes, it gives us options, right? Okay, so I do like red card, just on the basis of even if there's something in a booster pack we don't want, by skipping we get value out of it. I would have to sell both of these to get it, so we're gonna miss out on red card here. +4 is very weak. We saw that and we gamble on this booster. of the choices, I'd rather have Turtle Bean. Because that gives us extra cards on our, that's not what I wanted. On this. Extra cards in our hand of not having. We skip this for the chance of 2 polychromes. And you know, like, we open with a flush, right? And even if, value of a flush without any of the modifiers, right? So there, it's that option, and we don't actually get anything from not using discards. Is also that, you know, I'm worrying about nothing over here. We do have to win on this next hand, though. Okay, so we do have both of our lucky cards there. Times 4 plus 10. I need one of these to proc in order to win. Sad. Much sad. We skip. We play this one. We do need to hit the shop for literally anything. Armed and dangerous again. You watching some Marvel Rivals over there, Dubby? You got a Winter Soldier? Okay, diamonds ain't helping us. We take the buffoon pack. We take green Joker. We take the fist. Okay, so we open with a flush for +1 multiplier, +4. So Raised Fist is not horrible. It's not my favorite though. Yes. Gold, fades. Okay, so we double our money. We buy the other pack. We double our money. We buy the voucher. No, my little sister was telling me about the alt, and I also saw memes about it. There you go. W is gonna beat this before I do. We skip for a rare Joker in the show. She'd be RNGing sometimes, right, though? No, like, sometimes I sit here and, like, I look at some of the Jokers, and I'm like, can I reset the data and just not unlock this? Because if I don't unlock it, it's one less bad Joker to be available in the shops, right? Rounds. Why? That is very sad. That is like the saddest I could be about that. Not if I only get it for 5 rounds, Dubby. Rip. Destroy 2 cards, convert to hearts. Sure. And as long as I keep one spade in my hand, I know where my spades end, right? So likely these are all hearts. So I think it's safe to do this. You know, like that's math and science and all that. And you know, I could have used the sun to convert them into hearts and forced it, even if they were already hearts. Times 3 malt if... I guess we're gonna go for an all spade deck. Like, I kind of have to at that point, right? So let's start eliminating hearts. IRL or in game. All right, and then we play the heart flush, which leaves only spades in our hand, which gives us times 3. Okay, we take a spectral. And polychrome to a random joker. So, we gamble. And we lose the gamble, for anyone that was curious. Now, I don't feel bad about selling the, I don't feel bad about selling the blueprint, because we were going to lose it in 2 rounds anyways. We have a free reroll. I guess we take Neptune. But also, in this scenario, we are no longer I mean, we already started destroying hearts, but, you know, we have no downside to reversing course on that. And also, we do still have a polychrome with a +8 multiplier currently, so... You know, forcing ourselves into spades or hearts is still strong, because if we're not discarding to get the cards, it does put us in a better position, right? To build up this multiplier. You got defeated by the eye. Yeah. If you're going into the eye, like, you're in a tough spot. Yes, we take a 4 multiplier. We take the card. I mean, on some of these, I'm okay with my hand being drawn face down, so we play this out. And like, sometimes I'm happy to play a high card with a stone just to get it out of my hand, and I'll take my extra $3, I guess, because I don't have a downside, and it's not a discard for the purposes of this joker, so that's gonna go first, so that we get the 1.5 on the 4 for whatever that's worth. We take our $1. We do nothing with that. We take the $25 for beating the boss. High card. Cool. Well, we know all of these are spades, so at least there's that. And once again, we keep the 3, because if anything's higher than a 3, it's a spade. Hello. I am doing my best here to win, though, and that's all that matters, is that I did my best. And anyone that says... Okay, so we keep the queen. There is a possibility that, you know, we get an ace or a king of hearts and we don't know what it is. Nope, we lose. Never mind. The thought process fails because we don't have enough multiplier. Clubs are debuffed. I'm okay with. I have no downside to clubs being debuffed. So we play out this small blind. 300. We can beat it with 2 flushes. I mean, we beat it with high card, but we play the flushes in case we pick up Supernova. Like, we have no downside to forcing flushes. Unless we, like, I don't know, Monolith, I guess. We take a Joker. We take Splash. We skip for a Polychrome. So Splash does nothing for us here. We play the flush. Okay, so that gets us... What a waste of a Polychrome. We'll see what we get here. Okay, Arrowhead can be good. Okay, this has potential. We'll take it. Extra large blind. I think we need to roll for better jokers. Okay, so Splash is strong here. Because we can just play whatever we want. You know, we take our plus 50. So even if it's not a flush, we can just play it, you know? So that gets us, you know, $6. But it does play into delayed gratification to get us dollars at least. That's not horrible. That sells for $1. We've got 3 rounds. Ads, gross. We go for it. Now, we'll take a flush, but we don't absolutely need it there. Okay, so that gets us $11. One of 4 jokers. Re-trigger, all held in hand. Great. Vault for each other joker. Okay. We take abstract because it's a flat 15. We're not worried about discards anymore. We sell that. That becomes a 4. So we're looking at 16, a 24 times multiplier from our cards here so far. Which isn't the greatest it could be. Delayed gratification definitely is going to cause me a questionable one at best later. But if we're beating any of these without discards, you know. I mean, I'm stupid not to do it, right? Compatible. Incompatible. Okay, so 12 multiplier or 600 possible chips. But we do have blueprint. Upgrading 4 of a kind doesn't really get me anywhere. We leave it there for 600. So 300 times So I guess it's a question of 300 times 24, which is 7,200, or 600 times 12, which is still 700. So I think we're at a point where no matter which of these I put the blueprint on, it's going to be equal. So I think it's better to leave it on the multiplier just in case we're playing hearts. So 13,000 from what we've got set up here so far. Thanks for paying your taxes, Egg. How have you been? Plus 3 discards, minus 1 hand size. We take Chariot. We create a steel card. We play the hearts. Still a flush with plus 24 times is definitely enough that we are not concerned about this at this point. And we go. I'm glad you're good. I haven't seen you in a hot minute. We are going to be finishing up soon, though. Okay, add sell value. Okay. So we do have 3 Eternal Jokers. But we can live with that. We take the Arcana pack. We Wheel of Fortune. Nope. All right, so all face cards are face down. But that's fine. So we're gonna have, I don't know, a lot of multiplier here. And then that's a flush. But nothing new and exciting with you, Aggie. I mean, I guess our biggest problem here is that we don't have anything that really scales, you know? We're more likely to be holding a red card. We go create 2 jokers. We don't have space. We play this. And then we okay, so 23 for cards can be purchased, straight flush. Lie. We take Neptune. A straight flush is very strong if we do pick one up. We do have hearts. Steel is strong. We can purchase playing cards from the shop, gives us options. We skip for a polychrome. We play our spades, which should beat 18. Uh, 14. In 14, 44 times 1.5 is 66. That gets us to almost 100 times multiplier. I think we're dumb not to do it. And I've been wrong about things in my life. That gives us another reason to hold that 7. We want more polychrome cards, because that applies to playing cards that we get there. Everything's free in the shop. Okay, always draw or discard 3 cards. We only have 4. We have both our steals. We will lose some money, but that's kidding. There we go. Ooh, I don't think we beat 50 without a, yeah, I don't think we beat 50. It's looking like having those, all those chips from having the spades definitely helped there. Wah wah. All right. A foil, 3 hand size, diamonds. Diamonds being debuffed means nothing. We're better off trying to get $1 out of this. Maybe $2. Because we're going to skip to try and get the foil on the next blind. Okay, Joker. Great. Face cards trigger twice could be strong. We skip for a foil. We're not concerned about this because we don't have any diamonds. So it's unfortunate because getting it now means we won't get it later. So like we want to see the no diamonds, no clubs because we're not concerned about those blinds. Those blinds do nothing for the game. Sad. Sad that we get that there because that doesn't actually do anything for us. We take a planet. We take a flush as always. We'll take a polychrome. I'll gamble on it. You kidding? There we go. I'll gamble on it. Immediately doesn't draw a flush. My entire existence here, guys. Okay, a flush wins this for us. This is down to 90, which means we have it for 16 more hands. We do get a lot of dollars here, and we do get a polychrome in the next shop. Get a polychrome. Game does not give us a polychrome. I mean, it will. We just don't have a joker to apply it to. All right, let's see what joker we get. If we get a spade joker, 2 pair. Ours for remaining discards. It's not horrible for now. We take a tarot. We make it glass. It triggers twice. That's very strong, but we are very. Minutes. Also sell them for $2 too, but it's too late now. We buy both of these because it gives us options. Of course, it's one that we only get for 5 rounds. Game, why are you doing this today? Okay, so 64. We do have that glass joker, should we need it later. I think we clear this without using the glass joker. Okay, so that's down to 80. So 75, so 15 more hands after this. And then we got that for 4 more rounds. Okay, I'm not upset about this. I'm not upset about +10 multiplier on hanging Chad. Those mean nothing to me. Yes, because we're gonna have to replace this and this at some point. We take a free. Okay, okay, so. Alright, we do have a flush. I was gonna say, if we don't have a flush, we do have world and sun to force a flush. So that is why I'm just kind of hanging on to those right now. For anyone that was curious what my strategy there was of not using them. We sell that 12 hands, 3 rounds. I mean, I'm sure they'll take us equal amounts of time. And the reason that I really like red card is because we go into this, we look at those, none of them were helpful, we still get a 3 times multiplier. Or +3 multiplier, right? Stone, multiplier, steel, planets. But we're gonna create hearts here. And then we're going to make the multiplier cards. And we pick a king because it's a face card, so it'll re-trigger. Free uncommon joker. Jokers. I wish there was a way to just sort by uncommons, you know? Okay. Supernova is a common, huh? Base cards are debuffed, so that's gonna be problematic. We skip, we play this to see what our uncommon is. This is absolutely gonna break here. Okay, I don't know how that jack didn't break, but we'll take it. Okay. +3 hands, loose discards. I think I'm okay to make that trade there. I don't want bull because I'm going to be locked into it if I take it. Booster pack. Okay, we can get the booster pack and we can get the celestial pack. We take a 10 of steel. We skip that for 3 multiplier. So that's +6 multiplier. Okay, 50,000. We have no discards. We play paired 3s. We play paired 2 pair. That doesn't trigger. And if it doesn't trigger, it can't break at least. Okay, hey, look, we can finally Oh, we can play a straight flush, huh? I'm gonna be like, we can finally play a flush that, like, won't be debuff. I'll take a straight flush. Not that that got us particularly far in anything. We have 2 hands to make up half the score, so that's not happening. It was a valiant effort, gang, but I was not equal to the task. Went on. And this Joker was entirely negated by that, so... We'll take a foil. Oh, like... I have nothing to lose on the first ante. So, like, if I skip both blinds to get a rare and a foil. Now, there's the thing. I got a rare and a foil. But it's perishable. And you know what? I'm not above just... We're done. We start a new run at that point. What is my large blind? Hearts are debuffed. Because of course they are. But once again, getting hearts or spades on your first couple because then you know that you don't have to deal with it later. So, while it's going to be a pain here, we do get everything in the shop for free. So, +1 discard. I mean, we're gonna buy this and just sell it, because it's not actually useful to us. We're going to take one of 2 Joker cards. Free reroll. Negative debuff. I mean, plus 15 multiplier when 0 discards remaining. That's not particularly useful to me. We'll trade our money for a rare Joker. That's all. I just don't have any uncommons for it to break her off. I'm not gonna pick this up. Okay, so hearts are debuffed, which is a pain. But you know, at least it's good. At least this is worth +10. Take +1 hand. We take the Fool. Free rare Joker. So we're just gambling on what the shop gives us at this point, because we ain't got anything other than a +10 multiplier. It's a +10 multiplier to dream right now. What is my boss blind here? Okay, so all my spades are gonna be debuffed here. We play. Wow, that's not helpful to me. This would be strong if it didn't have the debuff. Okay, we're gonna take that. It's not great. It's not everything I ever hoped and dreamed it could be. A pair is ×2, a flush is ×4. So that's... If we get a pair to ×4... What's that? I mean... That could be a strategy here. So, a pair is currently stronger than a flush. Do with that information what you will. But, you know, here, you know, we play our 4 cards, we get our +4 chips on that at least, right? Yeah, we still have 2 discards. We don't have a pair here, so we just play the flush and win. But, you know, at least that gives us +8 chips in perpetuity, right? And if we can pick up the thing that lets us make flushes with 4 cards, we're laughing at that point. Yes. On the Ace of Hearts, I guess. We buy and use that in case I can get a straight flush. I have no money to double, so we play this out. We play 2 pair. Oh, we just play a pair and then burn a card. Once again, a pair is ×4. A pair is ×4. We have a pair still. And you know, this is certainly a strategy we're going with, right? We still have 2 hands. 3 of a kind is, I don't know, whatever. We win on 3 of a kind. This gets us +4. 24 bonus chips is 24 bonus chips, right? It's not the greatest plan I ever had, but it's the plan we got. +50 chips. We take it. Okay. So 6,400. Not gonna play around, try and do zany things to level that up right now. We could, but we're not going to. So here's the thought, right? We just discard that. So we know these are hearts. Everything has to be a spade in this scenario. We don't. There's spades, though. You know, this is certainly a strategy. Ever had? Because we're gambling on this being a flush. Well, that was something. There was a thought process. It wasn't a good one. Okay, polychrome and rare. I haven't played any cards this. And this is kind of how I play this game, guys. I just kind of wing it based on what jokers I can get, which is very RNG based. But what else am I to do here, right? Rare, holofoil, perishable. Okay, copy the leftmost joker. We can work with that. And it's a polychrome. I mean, that's worthless to copy. I think we go for it. Okay. Adds a voucher, doubles my money, -1 hand size. We add a voucher, we play the big blind. Sure. Flush. We play the flush. Is a full house better than a flush? Well, all right. that being said, it's 11:48. I said that we were going to play a couple hands, so I'm going to rain us out, gang. I do need to do some ending. So thanks for being here tonight, guys. We'll be playing Fallout again tomorrow morning. We'll be working, and on Saturday we'll be playing Final Fantasy VIII. And on Sunday we will be around to play Stardew Valley with Kai the Light Eater and Junestorm. So tune in for that. We may or may not be streaming on Sunday, but we will be around to play games with the group. Thanks for being here, Moon. I will be running a few more Stream Raiders battles after we end stream. I just want to make sure that I get the event done and that you get as many chances to get those skins as possible. So I will be running a few more. Hobbit's playing 10 Dead Doves. Rossi's playing Minecraft. Oh, we don't get to raid Ian very often. We're going to raid Jedi Ian. Jedi Ian is playing Dead by Daylight tonight. I know that I normally try and raid in something cozy, but I think everyone that's here is awake, so I think we're good to go. First message is if you're subbed. Second message you're following. Make sure you guys eat, sleep, drink, pet your pets, read a book, get some fresh air, and stretch your little muscles. I love you all, and I will see you guys for our morning streams this weekend.